Oh, wow. Okay. I think that this candle lighting, I think that it puts us in the right space. Mm, 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 mm. Now, we talked about this before. Okay. I am very lazy when it comes to washing dishes. So I rather not clean dishes. I'd rather buy me some red cups, some plastic forks and spoons, and do what I do. Okay, because I don't want to have to do the dishes. I'm too busy. Now I'm looking for a housekeeper or a nanny. Oh, that's an ugly dog. Bitch, that dog is ugly. But like I said, I'm looking for a housekeeper or a nanny that's willing to do my dishes for me. And, anyway. So I'm here today because, come on in here, Jay. Come on in here, King of Sheba. Excuse me. I get so excited. I feel so personal with you, King of Sheba. So I would say Jay. Well, listen. So Nubis is here. He's trying to get on my lap, but I've had a very long day. Another reason why I want to be in this candlelight and screen light to talk with you out. So, of course, we're going to be talking about your true bloodline as you should know it. Okay. Now, a lot of people go into the biblical stuff. A lot of people go into what they've seen online. A lot of people talk about a lot of stuff, but it usually comes from people who really don't know anything about anything. And we'll just keep it at that. So, going into this, okay, I'm going to talk about Maleficent in this video. I'm going to talk about a whole bunch of tea that you can actually research yourself. And of course, I think that when you're ready to know information, it will be provided to you. So going into this, let me give you a little background of myself. Okay. I've always been into medical. I've always been into blood types. I've always been into blood types and how exactly do blood relate to people, why there's different types of blood types and hair textures and skin tones. And that's always intrigued me, especially coming from someone who comes from a biracial, triracial, multiracial mother and a multiracial father. So me being the darkest at all my siblings and stuff, I always wondered, like, how is it possible that we all have the same mother and just I look different from these people. So of course I would do my research and stuff, and I would look into stuff because it just intrigued me. And my mother is Rh negative. Okay. And I won't go too much into that, but she's Rh negative. So all of her pregnancies was very troubling and, getting injections and stuff and going for checkups every 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes, sooner than that, because there was always some type of problems with her pregnancy. And no, she's never miscarried or anything. All her children survived that traumatic experience. But going into this, I didn't really know what that was. I just remember my mom's, what do you call it? Not her symptoms, but I just will remember her experiences, like always being cold. I remember her, just even like going into the way she looks at the features and stuff. I just knew she was different. So, like I said, it intrigued me. And of course, the more spiritually inclined I became, the more people I've met, and I would talk about my experiences with these people, and they would tell me, things about different people, different blood types, and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, what? Okay, so I'm an O positive person. That is my blood type. And of course, O positive is universal. It is traced to be one of the oldest bloodlines to ever exist. And, it comes right off of the Rh negative. Now, Rh negative, of course, there's a lot of history about that. And that blood type, et cetera, et cetera. I won't go into that. You do your research on that because that's not my main focus of this video. So just going into my blood, I knew something was different. And the older I became, the more information became public. Okay. And I've heard stuff from people, and I just thought maybe they were just talking. Cause like I said, I don't believe in that alien stuff, And of course they're gonna say alien. And I want to say this. People think alien is this green monster with this odd shaped head or gray skin, big rows of teeth, all this other stuff. Alien is another term for saying foreign or something that has yet to be known. Okay. So something that have yet to be known. And so even the word alien they use for illegal immigrants, people that have no track record or trace of where they came from. So that's just one way of putting that there. So going into that, them saying that RH is connected to, alien, whatever, because they can't trace back where it came from. And then going even into old blood, being the oldest and the most sacred and all this other good stuff. So fast forwarding, I've always been curious about certain things. And I've met people who were into stuff, I think heavier stuff than what I currently practice. But they were into stuff and just certain things turned me off, certain things excited me and I felt different. I felt weird. And people, wanted me to fit in with them. Okay. And I would just say, well, I'm just so different. I can't. Going into feelings and stuff too. So of course I became a very solitary person. I love being alone because honestly, I always say this, I don't feel like I can connect with people in every single way. So I love being by myself. I love taking that time to feel my own thoughts, to hear my own thoughts. I said it correctly, feel my own thoughts, hear my own thoughts. And that gives me sanity. Okay. When I'm around people and dealing with other people's energy, it really does get to me. And when I was younger, like we'll say elementary school, going into middle school, I didn't know what that was. Like I was always sick. I was always having upset stomachs. I was always having just crazy stuff going on. And of course, once I learned what this was and what I was, it made me see things differently and also interact with people differently. And this is why I learned how to maintain my health. Okay. Stay healthy. Okay. As we talked about before, hypertension and stuff. Now we'll go into that a little bit, going into RH negative people. People who are RH negative tend to have thicker blood and high blood pressure naturally. Like their job throughout their life is to maintain their blood pressure, to keep it low, keep it elevated, but they naturally have high blood pressure. Okay, that's one thing I want to throw it out there. Going into even facial appearances, red hair, freckles, and all that good stuff. All those things deal with RH negative characteristics. And there's many others. But I know low body temperature, high blood pressure, red hair, freckles, extra vertebrae, extra bones that show up in the body and or disappear as you get older. And like I said, all this stuff is medically proven. It's medically on record when it pertains to me and my lineage line. So going into Maleficent. And of course, we're going to keep this light as we can. But I'm only talking about this because I've always talked about this type of stuff, not on the internet though, because there's a lot of people that are curious about it. And they will use their curiosity and make it seem like they're a part of something that they're not. And we can see it, we can smell it. And when it comes down to sexual stuff, we can definitely taste it. Catch that tea right there. So going into this, the Nephilim. The Nephilim is in many books, and they call them different names, but we're going to stick with the original term. The Nephilims were or are offsprings of humans and angelic beings. And of course, as you know, angelic beings are very attractive, even when they're not so attractive, if that makes sense. There's something about an angelic being that draw you to them. And going into the original human, okay? Because see, this where it gets a little crazy, a little twisted up, where people find out a little bit of the information and then they'll go in and they'll say, well, the original man was black and blah, blah, blah. And I always say this, that the original man was of blackness, but they did not look like you, those of you who identify as black. They have very similarities to you, but they did not look like you. Okay, something changed within the DNA structure. And we can talk about natural disasters. We can talk about things that the gods put down on here to the face of the earth that affected us, okay? And it altered us, okay? It made strands dormanted. and it heightened other strengths that were dormanted. Okay, so going into that, even going into God, and I feel like I'm going to be everywhere, because if I sat down and I told you guys this whole story, it would take a long time. It would take a lot of days, a lot of hours, and yeah. So there are 7 known gods, okay, with different names. Okay, so when we say God, God is a plural term, as we always say, that is a consciousness. Okay, God is a consciousness, just like Christ is a consciousness. So going into this, there were 7, okay, 72, but 72, no one knows how to actually pronounce all 72s, but there are 7 most used, or should I say most historically connected to mankind gods. There you go. Okay, going into these names, of course, you do research on these names. Each one of these gods were equal, but they all had different abilities. And everyone that has walked this face of this earth and that has yet to walk the face of this earth stems from these gods. Now, I'm going to say this right here because, of course, people have read in the Bible where it says that God made man in the image of him. And, of course, that's some rewritten shit, because the original saying said that men will be made in our image. Going into the word Elohim, okay, which is just a group of God conscious individuals. People will try to say that that means multiple gods, the watcher gods, but they'll also try to say that it also means the God, when it doesn't. Okay. But either way, so going into these 7 gods, they had different characteristics. Some of them were more jealous than others. That was just their natural trait. Some of them were more beautiful than others. Some of them had more spiritual gifts than others. Some of them had just, their powers were different. They were equal in the sense of image and possibly connection with self, but they were very different in personalities and stuff. So fast forwarding, okay, some of the beings of God, because every God have servitors, every God has messengers, every God has things that assist them. We'll keep it at that. Some of these beings rebelled against a particular, okay, because people don't like to hear this, but it's something that you all should know, okay? The devil, Lucifer, Satan, okay, had a title in the realm of the gods, because once again, gods are all equal. They're not greater than each other. Something in Lucifer had the ability, or should I say the trait of what I think we have now. Just the ego overshadowing all the other processes. Okay, as the stories say, Lucifer was very attractive, as all angels are, as I mentioned before. Lucifer, or should we say sire? Because of course, going into sire means king. Lucifer was not just an angel. Okay, anyway, we'll just keep it at that. Lucifer was not just an angel; he was a sire. So this is why when he was kicked out, other beings were kicked out with him. Okay, and going into that, so Lucifer was dethroned because Lucifer thought that he can outbid the gods, not the God, not the Most High. He thought that he could outbid, he thought that he can overshadow the other gods. And that's what allowed him to be dethroned. Because once again, no matter how great you are, no matter how of a titan you are, there are universal laws that are put in place that all beings have to abide by. Period. So Lucifer and his beings fell from the earth, or fell from heavens, or from the heavens, because it doesn't say exactly where. And they basically intermingled with, now there's different groups of these people, and I want to just, of these things, I want to just clarify this. There's different orders and different groups of the Nephilims, okay? So there's only certain orders that we talk about in history, and there's certain orders that we do not talk about in history, because these orders are not fond of humans in any way, shape, or form. And in fact, some of these orders actually requested, okay, that some of the people who knows about the true history never mention them. Okay, so we'll keep it there. So there was orders of the Nephilims. And of course, Lucifer was an order, and the beings that fell with Lucifer was a part of a certain order. But not all of the fallen angels or the beings that became a Nephilim was actually bad and hated humans. In fact, our ancestors made pacts with these beings. Now, when I say our ancestors, because see, a lot of witches talk about hereditary witches, and I just hate that word with a passion because not only do your physical body give off that you're a real witch or not, but your thought process gives off the fact that you really have witch blood in you. And people will assume that because their ancestors, like their grandmother, who was known would practice witchcraft or hoodoo or voodoo or obia or Taoism, that they're automatically witches. Now we're talking about book smarts and street smarts. Just give you an example. So book witchery is very different from witches who are natural blooded witches. And this is what I'm even willing to do too. I'm willing to put it to the test. I'm willing to come out after we do this blue light activation, because this is where all my energy is going to go into. I'm willing to do a test with you all, being that everyone on YouTube, because you know my haters watch, who claim to be witches and warlocks and sorcerers and enchantresses and buku. Everybody got these damn titles. I'm willing to challenge you to use your blood to prove that you have the blood of a witch. Not the book witches that they talk about in the Salem witch trials. Not these book witches that they talk about going to these carnivals. We're talking about real, true blooded witches, because your health goes into that. Your body goes into that. How will you adapt to nature goes into that. And of course, like I said, we'll talk about that then. And of course, I want people that who always are in here, Grand Madam, King of Sheba, Plant Care, please remind me of that, because of course it's gonna leave my head. I do so much shit. So fast forwarding. Maleficent is in an order of Nephilims, okay? And if you do not know who the Nephilims are beings of the first earth, we're going to call it the first earth, and beings of angelic forces. So some of the Nephilims have greater powers than others, but one major power that all Nephilims have in common is clairsentience. And that's the ability to sense energy, smell energy, taste energy, feel energy, all that good stuff. Okay. So going into this, they have a fond connection with Mother Earth. Their connection is stronger, okay, than anybody that you can ever, even the people who got farms and shit, as they say. These beings are way more close to Earth. Like they actually project things and have things happen. And in fact, as we talk about in Summits of Conjure class, those are the first beings that you see when you die. Those are the first beings that give you a taste of all the medicine, all the things that you've done on this planet, especially if you've done it to the planet. Okay. If you polluted, if you're about digging, if you're about all that good shit you've done, they're about instilling order in this plane. They're gatekeepers to the other worlds. Okay. So going inside, that's something too. When people say demons and all that, I always ask, if you're a demonologist, what order of demons are you dealing with? Because you have to go through these beings in order to deal with any other type of spirits that have power. Okay. And we're talking about the Asmodeuses. We're talking about all that good stuff. Okay. So Maleficent was a Nephilim. She's a part of a certain order of the Nephilims. And those of you who are taking the class, we go over the different types of Nephilims. And we're even going over a particular order that our ancestors, real witches, made a pact with. And they vowed to never leave us. And we vowed to never leave them. So this is why I said the intentions of your heart, okay, because your heart chakra is your information channel. Your heart chakra is what pushes and pumps your blood. It's what keeps your blood vital. All the things that are within here has always been with you from day one, from wherever you come from, your thoughts, your ideas, and not just yours, but your ancestors. It always come to the surface and you represent that. And that's why I said before, we all have been placed with an opportunity to do certain things. And some of us have a greater consciousness, or we're more connected to our mothers. So we think twice about certain stuff, but a lot of people just don't give a fuck. And that's where we're at now. This is why the world is shifting and changing, and a lot of shit is going on. And this is why I said I welcome it, because of course there are beings that are placed in order. Excuse me, that's why I don't want you to sit on my lap, because you want to be nosy with outside. He being nosy with outside. But they are here to instill order. So going into Nephilims, like I said, they have abilities. They have abilities to shapeshift. If you want to know the gender of Nephilims, Nephilims are male and female hermaphrodites. They have the ability to have either more masculine energy or more feminine energy. And this is why I think it's so powerful that they chose Angelina Jolie to play Maleficent. Because to me, Angelina Jolie embodies that Nephilim energy. Not just her, but she's one I want to mention. She gives you masculine, but yet feminine. And even going, I think she identified as being, we're going to put him on the bed because he want to be done with everybody. We'll even say that she said she was bisexual at one point. So I think those are her genders fighting with stability or with equality. We'll keep it at that. So she was a Nephilim. She was a part of a certain order, but she was not a part of a certain order. And I want to say this because this is why she adopted a human daughter, because we think we're humans, right? But we have other DNA in us. Once again, we have other DNA in us. We're not real human. We're not pure humans. And so going into the alien shit, most aliens, if you want to call it that, look just like human beings. But in the blood, it tells it all. In the blood, in the organisms, in the organs, in the cells, everything is there. Everything talks about it. Okay, everything will always be there. And of course, she was at war with herself because, of course, she wanted to preserve Mother Earth, and mankind came in because remember, we all came from the same mother. Remember that story? We all come from the same mother. She wanted to preserve the earth, but she also had so much faith in humans. So she was a bit disappointed that humans did what they were doing. Okay. So fast forwarding, because Anubis is starting to get on my damn nerve, honey, already. Excuse me. What you doing? Honey, yes, I said it. He's starting to get on my damn nerve, honey. He's doing too much. He needs to just sit his ass on down. Okay. But going into this, so the real witch's blood is Nephilim blood. And like I said before, going into blood offerings and blood sacrifice and all this good stuff, honey, trust me when I tell you this, if they were interested in harvesting organs and shit, they're not just out here getting just anybody's fucking organs. Like, bitch, they want to get somebody's organs that can or that can regenerate itself. They want to get somebody's organs that can stay pure and functioning. They're going to take someone's organs that come from a line of power. And I think that that's a very egotistical thing when people out here stand like that are stealing all people's organs or only Black people organ. And I'm just like, girl, if you don't sit your ass down, because the last time I checked, girl, they taking everybody's tea. But anyway, so going into the Nephilims, and like I said, they have great sexy abilities. There's different orders. There are some orders that work directly with us. There's one of them in particular, as we talk about in Summers of Conjure class, and we go over what they look like. And people have had interactions with these beings, and even some of you are actually descendants of these beings. Okay, so your real blood is Nephilim blood, bitch. And of course, you can try to deny it. And of course, see, going into even birth defects and stuff, like science don't want to tell you this, but going into even birth defects and stuff, like you have, when there is the original human's blood fighting with some type of alien blood, okay, or DNA, it's going to be the battle of the races, okay, the battle of the species. And sometimes some genes outweigh the other genes. And this is why we have birth defects. Okay. Now, of course, they would say that it's the environment and environments is causing that and all that good stuff. That's what they're telling you guys, so you don't trace back stuff and do your own research and to look into stuff. But I can assure you, even going into classification of races, you were not identified by a race because of your skin being dark or your skin being light. You were identified by a race based on your nose shape, the angle of your ears, your lips, your eye shape, the distance between your upper lip and your nostrils. Like this is what stated your race. But now, of course, they mingle all together. You dark skin, you black, you light skin, you white, you medium, you this, you that, you did that. And that's why there's so much sickness going on. There's so much trauma going on with people, generational curses going on, because people really don't know who they are. And a lot of people really don't give a fuck about researching it. They want to go by what people are telling them, and they're not intrigued. They don't really care. It does not fascinate them to know who, what, when, why, and how. They just say, well, whatever, I'm here, we're going to do our thing. So, like I said, there's just certain things that we're not supposed to be doing, and we do it. And there's some things that we should be doing and we don't do. And we have to answer for that. We have to answer to that. And once again, I said that's why these things pop up, because these are curses that are placed in the blood. Okay. And people talk about blood curses, generational curses, as just spiritual stuff. But it's not just spiritual stuff. Things will manifest also physically. And even going into the strong will survive, as we talked about. There's a lot of people who did not make it. There's a lot of bloodlines that did not survive. All of the world's catastrophes, all of the flooding, all of the snowstorms, all of the drying, all of the shifting of the earth. Have you ever asked yourself, how did certain people survive all that? If this stuff happened, how did we survive that? How did you get here? Because I'm sure if the world was filled, and don't believe that Noah's Ark shit all the way neither. Because even if you break up the word Noah, it sounds like one of the God's name, Ovaha. Okay, come on in here, girl. Like Ova, work. Okay, that's what it sounds like to me. Okay, because sometimes the N and the V could be used interchangeably. But anyway, but there's just so much tea behind that. And of course, further down the line, we'll talk about that. Okay, further down the line, we'll talk about that. But the Nephilims are here. They've always been here. They blend in with us. For those who have been able to take on the human forms for such a long time. And then there's those who have not. There's those who cannot. Because, of course, going into, as we talked about, when they fell or they were dethroned, a lot of their abilities were taken from them. Angels have the ability to do a lot of stuff. They have the ability to shape shift. They have the ability to speak multiple languages. They have the ability to have just a whole bunch of stuff. Walk through walls, see stuff that you cannot see or hear. They have the ability to change the future. They have the ability to change the past without things being affected. And even in the Summers of Conjure, we lightly go over that. But everything is in the blood. And that's why it intrigues me when I see people on YouTube and on off. I've never heard anyone off of YouTube talk about their descendants of witches and they're struggling, and there's no tea, no shade with that. But in my mind, I'm like, in 2020, we have the ability to trace back our ancestors, not just physically, but spiritually. In 2020, we have the ability to seek the answers that we really want to hear and want to know, knowledge, we want to know. So for you to be an experienced spiritualist and so powerful and so great in your little world, then how is it that you have not been able to awaken the DNA or the strand in your DNA that causes you to want to fight for what you want? Why is it, or how is it that you are aware of spirits and energies, and even those who claim to be possessed, but yet you've yet to get possessed by a spirit that can keep your credit in good standing, that can cause you to keep your home, that can give you another home when that home gets shut down? I mean, who knows? Maybe you lost your way along the way. Maybe you lost sight of things along the way. And of course, I'm talking about the people who come out as leaders and stuff. And I'm going to talk about my viewers and people who are out there. Because, of course, you obviously are seeking some things. That's why you come to YouTube and stuff. But those who are claiming to know it all, and they've been baptized in goat's milk and shit, and they've sacrificed their children to Satan and all this other bullshit that they do just to sell something to you. Because Satan don't give a fuck about the blood of your baby, okay? Especially you're a basic ass bitch. And we're just gonna keep it totally honest here. Satan don't want the blood of your baby. He don't give a fuck about the blood of your baby, bitch. If he wanted the blood of your baby and other babies, girl, he would have made sure that none of the children was born in the first place. Now, the other one you should be concerned with has nothing to do with Satan, Lucifer, or the devil. There's another being you should be afraid of. Talk about sacrificing your children to. And that's something too. Man, that's why you hoes that sacrifice your children to Satan and shit ain't got shit. You ever thought about that? Because maybe you've given it to somebody who don't really give a fuck. There's another being that definitely gives a fuck, though. And in fact, there's a ritual that you have to do to make sure that she don't come for none of your children. And this is how you prevent yourself from getting miscarriages. You prevent yourself from losing your children. Even if you get pushed down several flights of stairs, honey, that child's going to survive. Okay. So like I said, there's teas you do to preserve that. But once again, people don't want to talk about the real shit. They want to keep you hooked on this fantasy bullshit and movie storylines and shit. And I got that power and I went over there. But yeah, you can't get that deed back to that house, can you? No shade, sis. No shade, sis. You can't keep a man with the talents of your mouth and your yoni. Because I'm telling you, that's all I need to get and keep a man, girl, is the power of my special yoni, my lingam yoni, and my mouth, which is like a yoni. Come on in here, bitch. Anyway, so just remember that, pay attention to people's teas when they say certain things, and how do you feel when you're in their presence and stuff, and even us, like a little background of who and what they are, and you will see exactly if they're just like, well, they can't be like you. Well, they're like some of you, because I think some people are interested only in spirituality and sorcery and root work and stuff because it looks fun. I don't think most of the people who are actually seeking this stuff really they will die for this. I don't think they would die for this. I don't think that they would die in the name of preserving real magic. I don't think so. I think a lot of people will denounce it. If they were really witches, I think they would denounce the blood. I think they would say, no, that's not me. No, that's not me. I think they would do it. I really do. And once again, you can't denounce that because it's in your blood. They talk about fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. The scriptures talk about creatures that have been hidden in places. We'll keep it at that because, of course, there's mountains that people cannot get to the very top. There's mountains out there that they've yet to even discover, and we'll keep it at that. But going into that, there are creatures that are out there that are being stored by the Most High. And these creatures have the ability to come down here into the land of the living or the land of the dead and sniff out certain blood type and devour them and wipe them out as they've done before. Because nothing is new. They've done it before. Some of your blood type have descended from other blood types that no longer exist. But like I said, they don't talk about that stuff. Okay. You have to learn that stuff in ministry schools. You have to learn that stuff in things that you cannot Google. And that's just how it is. And that's why I always say there's two sides to all things. Even going into our spiritual class that we talk about, there are always two worlds that live side by side. There are two things that exist on the same plane of existence. So anytime someone come out with something, there's something that counteracts that exists at the exact same time. So once again, with humans, you have the Fae. Okay. With we'll keep it at that. Okay. Because I'm gonna say some other stuff. With humans, you have the Fae. Going into physical stuff, with males, you have females. With fat, you have skinny. With short, you have tall. Like there's always something that exists on the exact same plane, but the totally opposite of the scales. Okay. So, like I said, yeah, they can wipe your ass out, honey. and going into these witches and shit, bitch. If you really a witch, sister, brother, if that's really who you are, you're not doing this for the money and the fame, then like I said, when I come out with the thing that I'm gonna come out with, we're gonna put it to the test. Because of course a lot of these girls talk about some, they give up their vagina, their period blood and stuff, and that's not really that strong though, because that's a natural thing. Like spirits like something extraordinary. They're not interested in if you naturally piss, you're gonna give up urine to them. Like woo woo woo, bitch, you piss 20 times a day, girl, you gave your piss to the sewage lines. Like they don't give a fuck about that. Going into other types of teas and blood that don't have fecal matter in it, or blood that does not have I said it right, blood that does not have other type of specimens in it, you offer that blood up. Now we talking about some real shit going on here. Come on in here. You fast for 30 days and offer that blood up to a spirit and watch what happens. See that right there? So going into, like I said, when I come out with this thing publicly, and I challenge all the girls that I know and I don't know, haters, lovers, it doesn't matter. I challenge all of you so-called witches and the ones who have these channels. I would love to see you do it live on your channel, live on YouTube, because we could do it too. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. There's something I want you to do with your blood live on YouTube. I think you can show blood on YouTube, can you? Someone please tell me you can show blood on YouTube, because now we gotta think of something else. We're gonna have to, yeah, we gotta think of something else, girl. Maybe we get, yeah, we gotta think of something else. But anyway, so that's all what I wanted to talk about. Maleficent is a very powerful movie. It goes into the history of us all and going into, you know, them flying and stuff, and they gave the illusion that Angelina Jolie was flying somewhere beyond the sky and shit, y'all. And y'all seen where it was at. Like, you see where she flew from, you see where she left from. They're always watching. They always see us interdimensional in this dimension. And even going as far as like people make up stories to deter you from certain things. And I'll keep it at that, because I've seen videos, I've heard stuff, people saying stuff, and I'm just like, you are poorly informed. You are misinformed. You know nothing of what you're talking about. What you're speaking about is just you speaking. And that's it. So, you know, like I said, honey, and we'll say this right now too. If you can eat pork without getting sick, you more than likely are not a part of the greatest Nephilim order. We'll leave it at that. I'm done. I'm done, sis. I'm done. You can eat pork, don't get sick, girl. Pig feet, hog mouse, suck on those pig nuts and not get no type of reaction, honey. You just may not be what you think you are. Because, you know, we talk about abomination. Even going into shadow people and stuff. See, a lot of these people jokingly talk about shadow beings and stuff. And the crazy thing about it is the Nephilims are known to destroy shadow beings. They're called shadow chasers. They're called there's a whole bunch of different names, half-breeds, demigods of the Nephilim people or the Nephilim beings. So going into that, and of course you could say, well, if we're all descendants of them, blah blah blah. Okay, we go into that too. Going into Neanderthals, okay, let me give you this prime example. They have you thinking that white folks are the only ones with ancestors of Neanderthals and this and that, and black folks don't have it. And I'm just like, I don't know what type of black folks you've seen, because I've seen black and white. I've seen Hispanic, Asians, and, you know, Mongoloids, Native Americans. And I see a lot of motherfuckers that look like Neanderthals, and there's no Tito shade with that at all. I've seen them. I see it right now. There's a guy named Big Dick Rick. I think it's named Big Dick Rick. He definitely got a big T, but the motherfucker looked like Neanderthal. Okay, he looks like a motherfucking Neanderthal, honey. And no, he's not white. So going into this, okay, so Neanderthals are the distant cousins of the Homo sapiens. Okay, so this is where things start getting a little fishy and stuff, because they're trying to trace it back. They're trying to say, well, how did this happen? How did humans go from being tall, beautiful, statuesque, you know, appealing, you know, because we all started off in that, just sexy, naturally horny all the damn time, y'all. Like, y'all think y'all grandmamas had 19 kids, shit, and that was something, girl. Imagine giving birth to spirits and having like 1,000+ kids. Imagine having legions of children. Come on in here. So going into that, something happened along the way, and I think nature did it. I think that if you go to a certain part of the world and you stayed there, okay, I think your DNA will shift, because they talked about this. I think if you're from the desert, you grew up in the desert your whole life, your ancestors came from a desert type of climate. If you relocated to a place that had nothing but snow in it, the first few years would be like very traumatized to your body. You'd probably go through a lot of sicknesses, and you'll just be fight with some shit. But the children that comes after you will be more prone and accept. So things will start changing. Nature will start changing your internal nature. Okay. Your DNA will start to shift to adapt to the climate around you. So, like I said, going into Neanderthal stuff, something happened. There was a shift that took place, earth shifting, men, once again, you know, not all men, but those who are the descendant of the beings that were dethroned. Okay. Because there was multiple beings dethroned, just like as we talked about during the time of Adam and Eve, there was different civilizations. Okay, not just Adam and Eve, but there was different civilizations. Hell, for that matter, bitch, Adam was Adam and Eve, honey. It was when Adam became aware of the fact is that he was a part woman, part man, that the split began to happen. See, we don't talk about that falling from grace. That happened all throughout history. Falling from grace, being disconnected from your original source. And then nowadays, fast forwarding, people go into, you know, having hate for certain type of people. And as I said before, you know, how are we ever going to get somewhere when you have hate for your own species? Like, how are you expecting Earth to shift? Okay, because people be like, I don't want the world to end. I don't want no flood to happen. We don't need no tornadoes. I'm too young. And that's really sad too, because children are now being affected by the sins of their fathers, the sins of their mothers and fathers. But you know, you're wanting Earth to be nice and kind to you, but yet you have done so much damage. You're doing so much damage. You were originally sent here to help. Okay. Your original order was to help, and you lost your way along the way. I mean, even now, men think they rule everything. They think they're greater than, but bitch, you won't handle a bear. How about that? You so great and bad, sis. Go out there to Australia, go into the uninhabitable parts of Australia, and see how you handle those 6-foot spiders and those fucking those bats that will eat your ass up in 2 fucking bites. Let's see how strong, how big of a ruler you are. But like I said, men got it twisted. And even going into religion stuff, religion was meant to be an historical. Religions were designed to give you a history of your lineage line, and along the way, people became hungry, and you know what? We're not going to give out that. We're going to do blah 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 blah, and that's what it's come down to. But religion is ultimately the story of your lineage. It's ultimately the story of who you are. And even going into this as well, because people are going to gag at this. You know, Nephilims, like I said, have the gender of both male and female. So, you know, they could be masculine or feminine. And some of these Nephilims, who are both, actually had children. Let's say, for example, an angelic king had intercourse with a human man and created some of these Nephilims. So even in the Bible, you get stories of like the angels going to Sodom and Gomorrah, as we talk about in Summers of Country a little bit. You know, they talk about Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed for homosexuality. No, it wasn't, because that wasn't the issue. It wasn't an issue if two men wanted to lay down with each other, two women wanted to lay down, if blacks and whites, that wasn't the issue. The issue was angels were off limits. Okay, they were sacred, they were holy. Okay, they were sons of God. They were meant to be separate from human beings. And of course, when the angels came into the town and stuff, you know, these men were not just men, women too. Okay, some of you whores are descendants of these beings, honey. But they were, ain't nothing wrong with that. But they were lusting over these angels. Ooh, I gotta have him. What's his name? Like how the queens are now too, girl. Girl, you know how these film queens and butch queens be thirsty for the D. Girl, they were like, ooh, where he at? Let me get some. And girl, that's when shit went down. So, like I said, yeah, some of these Nephilims were born to two males. Some of these Nephilims were born to two females. Bitch, in that existence, it's definitely possible. It is here where people have manipulated, changed things up to where now you need a penis from a separate body and a vagina from another body to create something. When back in the day, because they talk about it, the first human beings were male and female. They were able to impregnate themselves. And even going into Wonder Woman. See, people don't want to talk about that neither. Wonder Woman represents the original human being. Okay? She represents the original human being. She represents the fairness, the beauty, the kind. I'm here with honesty and love. Tall, very strong, very blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, they mixed the stories in and they said that they were, I forgot the medical term for them, where they were able to have their own kids. They didn't need a man to make a baby due to testosterone being in your liver and in your bones, which people don't know that. But everybody has estrogen and testosterone in them. And it's stored right now. It's called free serum in your liver. But you also have traces of testosterone in your bones. You have traces of testosterone in other parts of your body. So going into that, they were able to impregnate themselves. And then, of course, like I said, that's where you get this story. That's where you get those stories at. But these were Nephilim spirits, one being more feminine than the other, so male and female, or you had two masculine spirits coming in and they were doing their thing. So you had two men, partaking in intercourse and making babies. Now, of course, fast forwarding to the third dimension, because of course we're trapped by time, space, and energy. Okay, fast forwarding. Now we're fast forwarding all the way. Time, space, and energy. We're in this cube, this triangular cube, time, space, energy, right? In order to get outside of that triangle, okay, you have to learn what spirits and energies reign over the cosmic time, the cosmic space, and the cosmic energy. Once you figure that out, once you deal with those gatekeepers, now you have access to go out and to close your eyes and channel yourself somewhere else. Now you have the ability to sit here, think of someone in a whole nother country, and possibly they reach out to you. Now you have the ability to even stop time, make time go slower, all that good stuff. And of course, people think that some of the stuff I'm talking about is fictional and also the good stuff. But trust me, do your research. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So going even into places where there's a lot of energy at. And this is why I tell people, because I know people in certain parts of the world, and I'm just like, girl, you're in heaven. The place where you reside at right now is where every human being should want to go. Well, those who think about having some type of power, because where you're at, that energy is so strong there. And this is why certain people are not really attracted to go to these places, because it's only meant for those who it's meant for. So anyway, I want to keep it at that because, of course, other stuff come up and I get a little too personal there. And, this is not that type of video. But, yeah. Before you can work with some demons, unless you are a demonic motherfucker. If you're a demonic motherfucker, this world is of Satan, is what they say. So, bitch, you should be a king and a queen, huh? Come on in here, children of Satan. You should be a king and a queen somewhere, sis. Sis, you shouldn't have to bind a man. Everybody's man wants you. You shouldn't have to bind a man down, sis. Every man wants you, girl, because this is your father's kingdom, right? Let's talk about it, sis. You don't have to con people for money because, girl, this is your world, right? Huh? Would your father give you that money, sis? Sis, you don't got to try to shut down people's channels if you really the child of Satan, would you? Now, would you, sis? Come on, sis. Would you have to do that? Would you have to report videos? Wouldn't you just pray to your father and say, Father, shut the shit down? I'm just saying. Really? Really? I want to even throw this off too, and I'm going to be done. Somebody came to me recently and they told me that they got, they went to like a a therapy session. No, not therapy session. What they call that? Like a group counseling thing with one of these YouTubers who's happily married and stuff, and she got children by this man and just all this other bullshit, right? And she said that what made her disconnect herself from this whole situation is when the person asked her to do something, and the person was asked her to do something which was a large amount of money. Like we're talking about, triple digit type of money. And I was just like, girl, I'm not trying to be funny here, and please forgive me because some people might be offended by this, because I know that we all have our own preferences of what we like and what we dislike. And that's fine, but I just want to say this. If I'm going to bind someone, okay, and I'm just going to use this as an example. If I'm going to brag about being married, if I'm going to brag about being with a man and I got children by this man and all this good stuff, I'm going to make sure this man is not just appealing to me, but to the whole fucking world. And to be honest with you, I don't think this woman's attracted to her man. I think that she saw this man as a money opportunity. And the crazy thing about it is there's other men that will be very attractive. I mean, girl, maybe you just can't pull it. I don't know. But there's a lot of men out there, girl, let me tell you this. If I had a functioning uterus, I probably wouldn't be on YouTube. Bitch, I probably wouldn't be in America right now. Like, there's so many men out there that are attractive, that are spiritual, that are wealthy, that are willing to marry the right woman. And yet you have these spiritualists that talk about how they binded people and tied people down. And I'm just like, bitch, at least do somebody who's attractive. At least do somebody who's young and could give you something. But I'm just like, I'm kind of afraid of like I said, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, money is cute and all because you need it. But I mean, girl, like, brag about something that's worth bragging about. Like, a man who's educated, a man who's your age bracket, a man who's successful. Like, I mean, that's just me. Like, if I'm gonna brag about a man, I'm gonna make sure that everybody wants him. You hear me? I'm gonna make sure that he's that type of man. That bitch, everybody wants him. Everybody's like, damn, I gotta have that. Like, that's the type of shit I'm gonna brag about. That's what I'm gonna be trying to bind and tie down. Ain't nobody out here, binding down nothing scribbled up and shit just because they can give you a child to, you think, set your future. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I just don't get it. So anyway, we were kind of talking about that. And that's why I say too, bitch, if you got that life and you're about the life and you got that power, because anybody could get a man through gold digging and shit. In fact, I plan on teaching a class called Step Your Pussy Up Boot Camp, where even if you wheelchair bound, and I'm not cutting in, if you wheelchair bound, if you plus size, if you have any type of handicap, I'm going to get you some dick. And vice versa. I'm going to get you some pussy. Guarantee you. So, like I said, when that come out, then we're going to talk about it. Because like I said, what I thought about doing is I thought about doing like a video, behind the scenes video, to show people how the power of seduction work. I thought about doing that. I still may do it. But I think I want to do it not in my playground. I think I want to go to someone else's playground and do it. Because just in case, the video comes out and somebody say, that's my husband. Girl, wait a minute. That's my brother, bitch. Hey. Then I'm getting protested on the internet and shit. So I might go to somebody else's playground. But I'm going to show you, bitch, it doesn't matter how dark, tall, whatever. Because I'm telling y'all, I've done stuff, me being an adult entertainer, I've done stuff with people who would never do anything with someone who's black or dark skinned, ever. Okay? To where, girl, I've seen stuff with them calling people this and that and boo, 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 and and all this is that, do. So, girl, like I said, bitch, I can change your mind. Even going into the whole, trans stuff, people, oh, that's not my cup of tea, I can never do it, bitch. I guarantee you, bitch, I can get you. I can get you to change your mind. Do I want to do that? No, because I'm not into those type of games. But I can do it to prove a point. So like I said, bitch, girl, bind down something that's worth binding. Something that you ain't over here weeping over a funeral and shit. And that's what I personally think too anyway. I think that unless it's real love, it's not going to last long anyway. And I really do think that that situation is coming to an end. Intuitively, what I see, I think there's a lot of shit going on that the person ain't really talking about. And it's really unfortunate because, you know, I liked this person at one point in time. I thought this person was beautiful. I thought this person was full of life. But I think that the person she's with is sucking life from her because, girl, I'm like, girl, just 3 years ago, girl, you were looking all fresh and shit, girl. Girl, you were looking like we can go on Beverly Rodeo Drive, honey, window shop and get somebody to buy something. But now I'm looking like, damn, sis, what happened in those 3 years? And there's no cut in. I'm like, sis, what happened? But that's what happens when you tie yourself to spirits that don't really want you. You know, your life get turned upside down. Your health starts declining. Things stop working. Sad, honey, huh? Anyway, let's go on here to see what y'all talking about, honey. Oh, girl, it's 555 right now. Come on, 555. Hanam yo horenga kenam yo horenga kenam yo horenga care. Ow, come on in here, honey. Ow, can I do that? Okay, let me see. Is it gonna let me put it up like that? Here we go. Her story all the way. Come on in here, King of Sheba. Come on in here. Yes, we can get into it like I really need to get into my blood on our ancestors. Listen, you in the class 2. You in the class 2, King of Sheba. We've touched the tip of the iceberg. You wait until you get part 2. Well, part 2A, part 2B, 2 part C. Bitch, excuse me. You wait until you get all those parts. Then you also wait until the finale. And then you also wait until the live event. Because the live event, we're going to really go into some shit. Okay, come on in here. We're going to go into the shit. I'm thinking about making a group just for us. Because I feel like I could... Skype used to let you do group stuff and share your screen and all that. But I'm like, I think I want to do Facebook. And... yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So anyway, if you don't have a Facebook, definitely make one. For those of you who are taking the Art of Conjure, Summons of Conjure, and those other classes, because of course we could present live in our Q&A in there. So you're not hearing me talk, even with Hangout shit, because it sometimes lag. I don't like that. So let's do it, honey. But definitely you're going to figure out exactly who, what, when, how, and how. And you know what's so weird too, King of Sheba? When you really figure out who you are and what you are, it's like something starts moving in you to where you're like, damn, that's why I didn't work out with that person, because I was destined to be with this. Amazing. Come on in here. Late Titty Kaka. How you doing? Veritas, my aunt. How you doing? Yes, honey. I was just thinking about blood types. That's so weird. I haven't seen the movies yet. Maleficent. Oh my God. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Please go watch that movie. That movie will have you crying, honey. Listen, I was crying so bad, honey, that my lashes was coming off. And that's not a big thing because, bitch, I wear lashes just because I wear lashes. Like, I don't really have to have that shit on. Like, you know, it doesn't make me feel better about myself. But, honey, that movie had me crying. It was so sad. And I was glued to the TV. Like, I can't believe I watched it for that whole, what is it, like 2 hours? 2 hours and like 10 minutes or something? I was watching that thing that whole motherfucking time. And she showed the phase, like the different types of phase. That's why I'm so excited to do the Majika Fae class, because she shows some of the classifications of the Fae, the fairies. Like there's so many classifications, and she showed a few of them. Like I was gagging. Like, what's the movie? The Witches. The movie The Witches. The lady turned into one of these weird things, and that movie talks about too the bloodline, the Nephilim bloodline, the phase. Yeah, that bitch looked like the same motherfucker that was on Maleficent in that damn workshop, saying, "I work for the queen. She rescued me. What are you doing, bitch?" You know, he was coming for the human, but he was afraid of the human too. See, people are afraid of demons and these things and stuff, and you're not. You shouldn't be afraid of them. You have so much power over all these motherfuckers. Okay. I don't care if they're from the bottomless pit of fucking hell. I don't care how dragonian they are. I don't care, bitch. You have power over these beings. You have power over these energies, over these realms. And the minute you become fearful of them bitches when they eat your ass up. Come on in here. So watch it, honey. Then that's powerful tea to be negative and sexually have positive kids. I know that's right. Listen. Honey, my mom went through shit. Maybe I have my mom to come on here and do she could do a video on her experiences and shit. Yeah, she'd do that. Come on in here, Fly Birdie. How you doing? Yes, honey, you looking real fly. Who is that? Is that Adrian Hexon? Who you doing? Yes, come on, Papa Leg by Elohim. Ooh. And see, now we could talk about the Orishas too. The Orishas, come on in here. Y'all not ready for that neither. These are Orishas are also aliens. See, that's why when that girl came in here, Pat Rice, you know, we're gonna call her name Pat Rice because the pictures with the name Patrice, they usually be Pat and Rice. But anyway, no tea, no shade. She coming to talk about some white folks as aliens. Don't be lying to them, bitch. You an alien too. You an alien too, sis. Stop saying what you heard. Like, do your research. Stop saying stuff just because it sounds cute. Oh, another person said that, because like I said before, if these people that had the answers to all this stuff had the answers and they were in that position, why haven't they done anything for the Black community? Why the Black community still where they're at now that they were at fucking 60 years ago? If they had the answers. And of course they're going to say, well, everybody don't want to invest in the truth. That's not true. That's not true at all. You're giving them some garbage to sell a fucking book. And that's why people say, you should write a book. No, I'm not going to write a book. You want to know what I know, bitch? You're going to hear it from the mouth. That's it. No, there's no books being written. Bitch, you ain't doing that bullshit. Because, bitch, that's what people do just to make money. Okay? I'm not in it for that. I'm in it to assist people. And like I said, unfortunately, it takes time. And that's what I charge for is time. As I did when I was an adult entertainer. I didn't charge for sucking dick, shaking my ass, shaking my titties, bitch. I charge for my motherfucking time. And if you don't got the dime for my time, no thank you, bye-bye. So like I said, I'm not here to get rich and stack up because that just so happened, that's what tends to happen. I mean, that's just what comes, but I'm not seeking that. I don't give a fuck about that, girl. If this all became illegal, I will still be able to survive. Okay. So that's just what the point is, bitch. And if they had the answers, bitch, like I said, society would be so much further. Okay. But come on in here, Grand Madam. What are you doing? I forgot where I was going with that. Come on in here, Pretty Gira. Come on in here, Lucifer, aka Hathor, Hathor, Heifer, Atheria. Come on in here. You ready for that? Come on in here. Yes, beautiful spirit, Grand Madam. Yes, honey. Beelzebub. Oh God. You tried it today, late Titty Gaga. I'm wondering who's in my bloodline was a witch, but no one is talking. Well, to see, the truth is they're not going to talk. You know why, Grand Madam? You know why they're not going to talk? You know why? Should I say it publicly? They aren't going to talk about it. They are not going to talk about it. They want to keep that shit a secret. I'm gonna tell you right now, even going into people that are at that level of being an elder, this is why I always tell people, there comes a point that you have to say, I'm done. Let me back up off of this. Let me go into my cave. Let me go into my village and let me absorb all of my tea because I'm about to begin my journey. Okay, of course, which is death. The older you become, the closer you are to exiting out. And of course, people say, well, there's young people that die too. Yeah, but they still were older than they were when they came out the uterus. So you really are going from the womb to the tomb. So going into that, like I said, I forgot where I was going with that because now I'm seeing shit. Oh, I hate when that happened. No, I'm seeing shit right now. But going into that, people, shit, I forgot where I was going with that now. I hate that. Fuck. Oh my God. I was going somewhere with that shit. And I start seeing some crazy shit. Like I start seeing like just some crazy shit. We'll keep it at that. But yes. Oh, being an elder. Okay. So when you're an elder, okay, when you're an elder, like I said, there comes a point where you're preparing for that journey, right? You're like, listen, fuck that. Listen, my horses have already won the race. Let me go in, and when people seek after me, let me offer the gifts I have to offer. They're not out here competing. They're not out here with websites. They're not out here, jumping up, doing free dits and do podcasts. They're not doing that shit. And that's why I would say, like, there's no tea, no shade. You pay attention to the elder or people that have some type of power, and you see how they move. They're not out here chasing the glistening shit, because the old saying is everything that glistens is not gold. Everything that's shiny is not real gold, girl. You got fool's gold and you got glitter. They're not out here doing that. They understand that what is meant for them will always be for them, and that nobody can take that from them. And even in this new age, they still understand the power of word of mouth. And they understand how people just know. And I tell people this, I don't advertise shit all the time. Like when it comes to my spiritual stuff, I used to have my little business cards, my Instagram on the back of my car, all the good stuff. There's times where I rented cars. There's times where I was walking places and people would just talk and ask questions, and we're talking about some, and it'd just be so weird how it would happen. Just organic conversation, and they're still talking about, like, yeah, I'm trying to trace my spiritual roots, and I'm trying to get into this and that. I want to learn how to blah blah blah. And that's how I got into doing stuff in person, because people would always do that. Even going into spiritual shops, when I go to shops to get my candles and my herbs and stuff, people would say, "What is that? What you getting that for?" And of course, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, I'm using this for this." I would just say, this is mugwort. This is blah, 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 this connected to that planet because of this, that, blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, what? Here's my number. And then we'll start talking. And they'll be like, yeah, so you do spiritual work? Yes, I do. How much you charge? Bam. Oh, that's odd, because this other place wanted to charge me $3,000 for that. And I'm like, $3,000 for a cleanse, sis? Like, what are they going to be doing? Pissing on you? Like, what they going to do? Eat the expensive organic shit, the superfoods for 30 days straight, piss on you for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, put you away in a hotel. Cause see, I could see that pricing, but what they gonna do? Do an egg cleanse on you, $3,000? You said they're gonna do an egg cleanse on you, send you home with a packet, which is of some holy water, girl, for $3,000. Bitch, please. I can't. Okay. I can let you speak to my great auntie in London who initiated me to verify my bloodline. All of which that I found were mostly earth signs. Come on in here, Veritas. Come on in here. Yes, honey. Air and earth. Okay. Air and earth are definitely. Okay. Yes, honey. Come on in here. Come on in here, Veritas. Yes. Come on in here. I know I was linked to royalty in my past life. You sure was. Come on in here, pretty Gira. I know that's right. That's great, Veritas. Contact me at, yes, I know that's right, Girl Madam. Come on in here. Yes, honey. Girl Madam, don't let them spam you, honey. Veritas, she can verify who she is. Don't let them spam you now, Girl Madam. Come on in here, Tracy La Girl. Who's come on in here, Leticia. Come on in here, Leticia. I do notice, too, that certain people with certain names look a certain way, honey. I know a lot of the Leticias look cute. They look cute, honey, but it's the inside as cute as the outside. Come on here, Tracy. Let me see. Let me see, honey. She does look like she got that type of Nephilim energy. Come on in here. Come on in here. I'm telling you right now. I can go into so much stuff, but I don't want to I don't want to put my personal stuff out there like that. Because of course, haters like to watch, they like to Google their shit. And there's just certain people that I don't want involved in my public stuff, and that's just how it is. So going into that, like even going into like genetics and descendants and stuff, like things are going on, things have happened, and of course they're like, what, who, what, that you get your whaty what, and I'm like, listen, sis, okay, that's what's going on. Yeah, I thought I was Anubis, honey, going crazy. I finally saw Maleficent 2. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was okay. Oh, Maleficent 2 was good. See, this is what I think. I think the first one was good because it was theatrical. It was fun. It was flashy. Number 2 was not that entertainment to most because of the raw truth okay, that we're not going to focus on the animation. We want the world to see what it really is. And I tell people in movies, it's 50-50. All movies are 50-50. Let me tell y'all something right now. Okay, we're going to fast forward. There's a movie that came out called Blue and Black. And people thought that, and this is what they tell you guys, that they came up with this so that people can see that how cops interact with black people, blah, 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 blah. But if you watch the movie, you know exactly what the storyline was. And I'm not going to say too much because I know people in Louisiana. I know people through my stepfather's family. I have friends out there, friends of the family, and I got family, my blood family, who relocated out there. So anyway, going into this, and Arkansas is not too far from Louisiana. As we talked about before, my family come from the Midwest and New England area. So a lot of them migrated on down there, while some of us came over here to the West Coast, Washington State, Nevada, Montana, all those other places. But anyway, so in this movie, the storyline was this officer who saw some crooked stuff go down, and they were after her because she had a body camera. They didn't want her to expose it. So the cops lied and told the gang people it was her that did it, and boo, 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 boo. The crazy thing about it is, you guys, and this is why I think that people need to really understand. And I just get so disappointed when I see spiritual people talk about the cops are so crooked and the cops are killing our black kids and stuff. That just really, I had hope in people. And I'm just like, I really thought you were a clairvoyant. I really thought you were a psychic, sis. Like, sis, I really thought that you were really some type of psychic, sis. And you just, girl, I'm crying fake tears, girl, because you just so fucking fake. I can't even cry no damn real tears for you, girl, because you're so fucking fake. Like, I just get disappointed, and going into that, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes in all industries that people don't see, but they let you see some of it. And based off of that, you have your own perspective. Oh, God, that's horrible. She did this and that, and she said this and that. And then the flip side, oh, girl, the Illuminati. Oh, they do blood sacrifices. And it's just like, oh, here we go. Okay. So there is a city in Louisiana that those who are from there know exactly what I'm talking about because it happens all the time. Anybody out there to watch the news out there know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a city in Louisiana that there was a lot of stuff going on with the law enforcement, like secret shit. And it was gonna come public, but something happened. And one of the persons who were gonna bring this public was actually a black female officer. Now, what I think is so ironic is after this happened, this movie came out, Black and Blue. So this female officer, and I won't go too much into the story because you can figure this out, time shit out. And I don't want motherfuckers to be looking for me, even though I know I'm protected and all that good shit. But anyway, so basically, this woman got called to a situation, and coming to find out, well, they said that the woman got called to a situation. The situation ended up being her baby father, and he ended up taking her out. And they were trying to investigate it, why this and why that, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing I said when I saw this situation was they set her up. The first thing I thought, before I even do anything, they set her up. And then I had a conversation with some of my spiritual people that I talked to off YouTube and stuff. And we kind of talked about it a little bit. And I just said, yeah, I feel like they set her up. And I feel like she knew a lot of stuff. And that's why they took her out. And going into that, so that's the storyline they say. But I can see it unfold even while I'm sitting here talking to you guys, that I think that it was a setup situation. I think that if she would have known that it was a situation involving her baby father, because they said it was his house, she would have known that. And she would have said, 1001, whatever the code is, I can't go over there. That's the children of my father, so I can't go over there. Or that's father of my children, I can't go over there. That's BBD. Something. They would have had some type of code, girl. That would have been some interest of conflict. The fact that she did show up and something happened to her tells me that the baby father was in on it and that her team was in on it. And because she was a rookie and she was new, and she had connections with the ghetto because she wanted to get up out of that. But they said, bitch, let's get her together. And that happens a lot. So of course they will have you thinking that all cops are crooked. They have you thinking that all cops are evil. And I'm telling you, like, I know relatives who are dispatchers. I know people who are officers. I've talked to people. I had clients who were retired officers. Like, I know a lot about how things get down, even going into like massage parlors and stuff. And this even goes to the flip side of this too. Going into escort and stuff. Like, people think that they shut down Backpage and stuff because of child trafficking stuff. They didn't do that. The strip clubs, first of all, pay taxes, right? They're very connected to the government. Second of all, you also have the massage parlors who also pay percentages to the government and even get officials involved. And I'm gonna tell you how I know, because the situation that I witnessed, and I'm gonna keep it at that. Situation that I witnessed, I know how it gets down. So of course, you're not making your money at your massage parlors because you're doing massages saying $30. Once they get in there, bitches $100 to give them a hand job, when they could pay $100 to some cheap ass crackhead or a bitch who like to smoke weed, and she'll do that and some for $40. So that became a threat to massage parlors. Going into the strip clubs, exact same thing. You got bitches out here sucking, twerking, laying down, getting fucked for BBL, breast implants, face looking good, body labels, blah, blah, blah. And now they're like, what? And I'm telling you this because I know the history of strip clubs, because I'm related to strippers. I'm friends with strippers, and there's no shade with them, but we're talking about people bigger than them. Because of course the strippers got to pay the strip clubs. So we talk about the strip clubs. They went down in 2007, 2008. And bitch, they're barely coming back. It's so strange that after Backpage go down, now you're getting these stripper blogs. Now you're getting stripper this, stripper that. Everybody, ooh, he married a stripper. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I'm just like, that's not surprising to me that you guys wanted the escorts gone, because you wanted that. And even going into how the first escort to come out tried to expose the president. Girl, that was all a game. That was a part of, that was all an agenda. Right after that, bitch, they shut it down. But bitch, they have you thinking it's children trafficking. Girl, they traffic children on Instagram. They traffic children on Facebook. They traffic humans at schools. They traffic humans at parks. They don't need to go on no damn Backpage ad, post ad, and traffic anybody. You're not going to stop that. They've been trafficking for a very long time. I go into my city. There's stories of child trafficking in my city from the 60s and the 70s. Two of the girls they barely found dead from 1972, the murderer came out in 2015 and confessed it. He won't tell them where the girls are buried at, and he won't tell them that. You know why he won't tell them that? Because they're going to trace down every other person, and there's some shit that still go down. He's going to be dry snitching on some situations. So that's why he won't talk about it. But bitch, let them tell you that, oh no, that's why we took that Backpage. Say child trafficking. Girl, bye. Children are being trafficked at apartment complexes. Bitch, you're not going to stop that shit. You're not going to stop. Bitch, some of these parents girl. Anyway, we're going to leave it at that. You ain't stopping shit. But like I said, it's all some conspiracies. People are conspiring and working together, co-conspirating to do things. And that's why. But it didn't stop nothing, because a lot of girls are still doing their thing. Now they doing a little more discreet, girl. You know, now they going into nursing and shit. Going into those nursing homes and getting the sugar daddies like that. Work, sis. Ow. Now, girl, now they working at McDonald's and shit, and McDonald's and Walmarts and all that good shit, girl, becoming that way. Come on in here. Work, sis. Anybody mad, sis? Yes, honey. Okay, get that money. Who are the beings that look like Jar Jar Binks? When I was introduced, I almost tripped, mostly because I can't stand Jar Jar Binks. Okay. So Jar Jar Binks is a character from where? Let me see. I never heard of that, Miss Grand Madam. I would say Mystic Madam. Oh, Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars. Okay, so those are also, because see, we talk about different orders of the Nephilims. So even going into the dinosaurs and stuff, and how the dinosaurs got wiped out and stuff. Like, I also think that the dinosaurs is some type of extinct bloodline. Because even going into Super Mario Brothers, they talk about that. They talk about Goopa. Remember the Goopas who would be human, and then they go on this machine, they go back to being a dinosaur and shit. I personally think that that is a order and there's different orders. And of course, some of the orders don't like to be talked about. But that order right there, we're going to say it starts with an M, an A, and a C. We're going to keep it there. The beings that look like Jar Jar Binks is the M, the A, and the C's. So even going into like these names of these companies and stuff, you see how they're rightfully so telling you their lineage line. They're saying this, and this is who I'm a part of, this is who I'm with. I'm telling you right now, girl. And you look at these lady, never mind. Let me stop, honey. Let me stop. That's not what I'm here for. It's easy for people to trace that bloodline where I grew up at. I know that's right. They forgot about as the mother God, the divine feminine. Come on in here. Dinah, Sophia, Asna. Come on in here. Yes, come on in here, Queen of Plants. Do any invocation require blood? I heard Lilith does. There's a lot of invocations that require blood. That's what I said before. People on YouTube have videos on petitioning, the correct way of petitioning. And I'm looking like, sis, why don't you tell them the whole truth and nothing but the truth so help you God? Why don't you tell them that that spirit is not going to come to them unless they drop some blood on that? Why don't you tell them the spirit's not going to come with them unless they shit on a shingle and smear it on there? Why are you not going to tell them that the spirit ain't going to deal with that unless they soak it in piss for 3 days, let it air dry, then add sugar to it? Why are you not going to tell them that they have to spit on it? Like, girl, why are you not telling them the real tea? And that's what bothers me with some of these people. Like, it really bothers me. Like, if you know what you knew, and maybe you don't know, maybe that's why you're giving them that bullshit, but tell them the tea. Tell them the real tea. So yes, there are different things that requires blood, okay? And it requires different bloods during different cycles, during different times. Sometimes you cannot give blood after you've had intercourse. Sometimes you cannot give blood if you have garlic or onion, okay? Another thing I heard too a long time ago was green tea. And the crazy thing about it is now they're saying that green tea is linked to liver. And remember, every organ in your body is connected to planetary energies, and every planetary energy is connected to a lineage line of spirits. So whatever represents the liver is exactly the same motherfuckers that do not allow you to give blood or urine if you have drunken green tea. And like I said, I heard there's just some crazy shit I heard. So of course people go into oolong and black tea and other teas. There's millions of teas. But it's so important to learn, okay, the correct way and the lineage of spiritual work with, because they're not just going to deal with you because you're black. As I always say, girl, your spirit could originate from the same source that they originated from. And that could be of a blackliness or a black likeliness. And you're incarnated in this life as a white woman because maybe that was your assignment. Maybe your last life you were born a black woman. And you didn't like white folks for that reason. Maybe in the other realms that you're in, who knows? Maybe this is your first life here on Earth. Okay, maybe the other reality you were in, the other parallel universe, you were a black owner who owned white slaves. And maybe you used to torture the white babies and shit, slaughter them up to gods and shit. So the Most High said, bitch, because you think that you're the baddest, your next life, I'm going to make you a nigga. Or I'm going to make you a white woman. So you could be like, oh my God, I'm white. That's what I said. Some of these people right here, I'm gonna be totally real with you right now. Some of these people that own here and the black folks shit talk about they can't stand white folks on the shit. When they die and they come back, because they're definitely coming back, they gonna be the most nastiest white person you could ever think about. Girl, they're gonna be they might even be one of those white folks that have sex with their own siblings. That type of shit right there. No tea, no shade. Black folks do that too. See, they don't talk about white folks are only incest. Some of you people, your grandparents are actually brothers and sisters. No, don't try me, bitch. Come on in here. That's why you look the way you look. But anyway, they're gonna have a rude awakening when they die. They're gonna have a rude awakening, bitch. You're gonna come back and even going into the gay shit, say, ooh, I can't stand no gays. Girl, your children are gonna be gay. Or you come back as the fruitiest of them all, girl. God gonna make you come back as the gayest of them all, girl. You gonna be in the holes of the bathrooms and shit getting dick, girl. You gonna be one of those gay boys in the bathrooms getting done under the stalls and shit. Or you might be a lesbian woman because you may not really like lesbians. You may say, "Ooh, I can't stand those whatever they are." I don't want to get into that. I can't stand those queens, honey, those kings, those nasty ass. How could she eat another woman and there's period blood to come out of that? Y'all say that, but you want the man to eat you out. See that bullshit right there? That's that self-hate shit. But God gonna make sure you come back and girl, you gonna be doing it all. Girl, you gonna be addicted to that poon, honey. You gonna be like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. Girl, they're gonna fire your ass, girl, everything. Mark my word. Mark my word, honey. Well, demons don't lie. Everyone lies, I think. Demons trick you. So this is why it's about being smart. The smart ones they can't fool. The dumb ones they could fool. The dumb ones will, yeah, you know what? But the smart ones will say, girl, wait a minute, holla. What? And then that's when they get upset and they're like, fuck you, bitch. But you get them together. Okay, all you need is some King of the Woods, honey. You get them right together. No, Lilith doesn't require blood. She does not require blood unless a particular reason. We'll keep it at that. Satan is a great deceiver. Well, I mean, so is Jesus. I mean, if we're going to call a spade, let's call a spade, honey. Jesus was a great deceiver too. Let's talk, better yet, let's take it back. Let's take it all the way back. Whoever told the story about Virgin Mary getting pregnant and conceiving Jesus was a fucking liar. How about that? So who made that lie up? Come on in here. See, ow. Let's talk about it. Come on here, Lady K. How you doing? How you doing here, Lady K? Come on in here. Yes, honey. Oh, what I read was called like The Rite of Lilith or something. Someone probably wrote that book just to sell you to buy that book. Motherfuckers. Oh, come on in here. I know that's right, Veritas. Come on in here. Come on in here. As we talk about, Lilith is the one that you should be sacrificing, because see, we're going to talk about it at first. Lilith is the one that you should be afraid of, not Satan. Let me sacrifice my baby to Satan. Girl, no, Lilith should be the one you should be sacrificing to, bitch. That should be the one you should be scared of, coming and getting you right together. How about that? How about that? Oh, yeah, honey. Succubus, honey. Queen of Succubus energy. Come on in here. Yeah, I don't plan on doing, but she's powerful. Yes, she is. Come on in here, Queen of Plants. Mexico has high mountains with caves. I've always believed that they were weird things living in there. Of course, Mexico have high mountains. Even in America, there's mountains too that they're not really talking about. Even other continents like Antarctica. I mean, let's talk about it, honey. If we talked about, if you want to keep it real, why don't they show us satellite images and let us go to Antarctica? There's nothing there. Let us see what's really there. There's so much stuff there, y'all. And even going into it, we'll keep it at that. We'll just say this right here. There's government levels on top of 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 government levels. And of course, you're only going to see certain people. And it kind of is like a business operating, right? You go to Burger King or you go to Popeye's Chicken. You see the workers, you see the supervisors, you see the managers. Okay, but you don't see the district manager. Okay, you don't see, and I think sometimes the regional manager is the district manager. Sometimes it's a separate one, the regional manager, right, who sees the whole area. Sometimes it's like 5 different cities. Okay, so that's already 3 levels you're not really seeing, 2 levels you're really not seeing. Then you got somebody who's above that person. Okay, oh, I forgot human resource, which is in between the employees and the management. Okay. And then you got the owners of that. And then on top of that, you got those who invested in the owners. Okay. So there's already possibly 8 levels to an organization that you're not aware of because you're not going to meet those other 4 levels. Now you could request. Some of them you will see only if you sue. then you'll see, them come out the woodworks and shit. Hey, what's up? Ooh, ooh, ooh. They're similar to a bank as well. A bank has, the bank tellers, they have the bank manager, then they have a bank manager or someone higher than that. Then they have the actual financial advisor, or I can't remember that term. They got somebody above them. When I had a bank account with, I'm gonna set them in the bank. I had a bank account with one of these banks. Okay. I went somewhere, I needed a refund, and the bank was like, we can't help you. Sis, you got my motherfucking money and you can't help me? All the fees I done paid. That's when you couldn't waive your monthly charge. I was paying a monthly charge of $20 to hold that money, and I could have had my money in a safe somewhere. So fast forwarding, I wanted to do this small bank because it was a small bank. It was less crowded. And also they had little things. Every Friday you come in, get you some donuts. You get you some coffee, girl. They have free gift raffles to where you come in, you put your little ticket in, you do your services, girl, you get a raffle. I won a pot and pan set. I won little crystal bowls. I won a duffel bag, and there was the tickets to something. Oh, a Japanese restaurant. Ooh, girl, so good. Anyway, fast forwarding. They refused to give me the money. So I said, okay, whatever. Boo, boo, boo. So, of course, the company reached out to me. They gave me my money. And I was like, you know what? No, fast forwarding. So the first thing that happened was my account got overdraft by accident because I signed up for something that told me it was a one-time payment, those infomercials, and they kept pulling money out. So I went in there and I said, yeah, they keep pulling money out of my bank account. And, again, I didn't authorize that. So they're like, okay, well, we're going to open a dispute. We're going to credit your money back to the account temporarily. And I said, well, I'm not even going to use it because I just knew, I'm like, bitch, they're going to pull that shit out because they're not going to want to go through that. So sure enough, I end up being able to keep the money. But let me tell you what happened. They gave me back, they let me keep that credit, and everything was good. Gave me a new card and everything. Fast forwarding. I got some charges that showed up on my bank statement. They were like $8, $12, $8 service, paper return. So I went down and I said, what is this in my account? I got $72 worth of fees, and I don't use this card because I had two bank accounts at the time, and I didn't use that account for certain things. I'm like, I didn't use the things up in here. So they're like, let me look into that for you. Oh, so these fees are from return bank statements, and also the printing fee. So what do you mean return bank statements? Well, yeah, we send out bank statements and they were returned back to us, so we charged you for that. Bank statements are free though. So how do you charge me for getting the bank statements returned back to you? Well, we have to cover printing fees and that. On top of that, let me confirm my address with you. So I confirm my address. So why am I not getting it? Well, I don't know. They returned it back. Okay, so that's between you and the Postal Service. So you guys can give back my money. No, blah, blah, blue, do, d. Okay, so I had to go to the postal office, have them contact the postmaster who delivered to my area, who sent me to their supervisor. Y'all, this took 2 weeks. I'm on a phone calling, boo boo doo 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 boo doo boo doo boo. Bam! They give me a notice saying that they had no holds on the envelopes or anything. There was no return or anything because they were like, "Yeah, you must have a hold on your mail." No, I didn't. So they had to release a letter saying that I had no holds on my mail or anything. So I went into the bank and they promised they would reverse the fees. Then they said, well, we can't do anything about it. And I said, oh, really? Okay. So you know what I'm going to do? And then my goal was to overdraft that account on purpose. Like put like $50 in that account and then overdraft an extra $150. But I said, no, I'm not going to be shady like that. I'm not going to fuck that up. They might try to arrest me for bank fraud or something, bitch, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, they're going to arrest me for bank fraud. So I said, can I speak to someone higher up? Come in. Hi, good evening. No. Ain't no funniness. I need this returned back. I don't know where these fees came from. I need my money back. Oh, I can't help you. Well, who can help me? Okay, call this person. Call that person. A higher up department. Yes, I don't handle that. You need to call this person. Gave me another number. Call that person. I don't handle it. You got to call the other person. Girl, they would put me all the way up to the owners of the whole damn bank. Bitch, his name was, anyway. I get on that phone, I left a voicemail, and I told him what happened. And I said, I don't know what's going on. I had this bank account for 3 years, no problem, never overdraft my account. I always pay my fees on time, always blah, blah, blah. I refer people to you because they had a referral thing. You refer people to them, you get like $10 bonus, $20 bonus. I was like, I refer several people. So you're willing to lose my business and their business over $72? And then, of course, after I got off the phone, y'all, I was thinking like, this motherfucker gonna say, well, you willing to, delete your account for $72? You know what he said? He got on that motherfucking phone and he said, I'm so sorry about this. He's like, I don't know why they sent you through all this trouble. Da 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 da. They could have just gave you back that money. Da 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 da. Let me go on and let me give it to you. He released that. And I was like, okay, we good. But I was still like, I'm still looking at them sideways, y'all. Like I was checking my bank account like every hour. I kid you not. And when they went in under maintenance, I was like, fuck that. So what broke the fucking straw? Oh, that was an example. So yeah, I went up and I spoke to the owner. And girl, I got that money. But they put me through all that shit, y'all. Like I had to call multiple people. I had to go to the girl. And then I'm like, $72 after this was all said and done. I'm technically paying myself to do the work. Because you add up $72, you're not adding up the gas. You're not adding up my time, like the money that I lost. Like, bitch. Girl, bye. There you go. Salamanca is a place that is heavy with witchcraft. Is that in Spain? That's not like in Spain, honey. There's witchcraft heavy everywhere, though. Don't get it twisted late to the caca. So all humans are connected to the Nephilim through different gene pools. That is correct. All humans are connected to some order of Nephilim. Now, some of them are more weaker than others. Because see, the ones who have real power, those are the ones who are ancestors of real witches. Those who don't have any real power, now you're talking about like the Gupa. Now you're talking about descendants of spirits who were not so bright, who had no power, who were meant to be worker bees, who were meant to assist the hierarchies. There you go. Let's talk about it. Even some of them were even going into cannibalism stuff. See, cannibalism doesn't just start on this level. Like cannibalism started on that level. Like there's some Nephilims that eat other Nephilims. Girl, like it's some very weird shit. Okay. Like these beings were, so even going into how they say humans were created to harvest, humans were created to be servers and for the kings and queens or the gods of the planet X and all sort of bullshit. And I'm just like, no, they got that story twisted. Some humans are descendants of cattle. Okay. Just like going into the ancient Egyptian civilization, you had the working class, you had the, you had many classes, but we'll just say for starters, you had the high class people. Okay. And then you had the low class people. So in that, the low class people ate everything, girl. They ate everything, darling. They ate bird, duck, or quail, duck, ass, girl, they ate all that. The higher up one said, bitch, I'm not eating that. Bitch, listen, the fruits with seeds in it allow me to bear seeds. So I only want to eat fruits that bear seeds. See, y'all not ready for that. I only want to eat grains that rise and blah, blah, blah. Ezekiel, come on in here. But the lower class said, oh, well, they actually didn't even know that information. I want to eat what I want, bitch. I'm hungry. I got to get it how I can get it. So even going into today's society, you have the hierarchy or descendants of the hierarchy Nephilims. And then you have the people who are descendants of the lower Nephilims. And even going into, I think, like aliens, the grays and the this and the that. I think that once again, people tell you what they look like. But I tell you guys this, for those of you who are in the summits of Conjure, when you start doing this working and the rituals that I'm giving you, you will see all of what I'm talking about. Like even some people you'll be looking at and you'll be like, something ain't right with that bitch. Like, girl. And it's so crazy, y'all, because let me tell y'all this. My grandmother, okay, and now my mom. My mom has so much characteristics of my grandmother. But my grandmother used to speak her mind. And sometimes she would speak things before it would even happen. That's to tell you that my grandmother, she was very intuitive. And I think my grandma was the Libra or Virgo. I can't remember, but she was very intuitive, and she would speak things before it would even happen. And we used to kind of battle out too, because she would say, "Your mama ain't coming." I'm like, "No, she coming." Do 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 and do do do, and I'll be going back and forth with her. But anyway, and not rude, but I was just being a kid, like, "No, Nana, she's coming," and blah blah blah. And she's not gonna leave me here with all these motherfuckers. I didn't say that, but anyway. So my grandma, she'll be in public and she'll look at people and she'll be like, she looked like a weirdo. And y'all come to find out, this lady would be like she'll be wanted for like rape, or someone say, hey, she's a thief, she break people out. So my grandma would always do that. I kid y'all not. To where we'll be like, we ain't taking you nowhere. Like they'll be like, Mama, we ain't taking you nowhere. Or people are like, we ain't going nowhere. So bitch, she drove herself. And then she'll tell you too, you're not getting in my car. If you don't want no real shit, bitch, stay the fuck out my car, stay the fuck out my house. That's how she felt. So now my mama, same thing. She knows shit too. Girl, she calls shit out before it even happens. And people say, well, moms know their children. Girl, my mom call out people's friends before shit happen. Okay. So going into this, my mom will be doing the exact same thing, gal, to where she's paying attention to everybody. And sometimes she could be eating. And then she'll be like, something is wrong with this person. And yeah, they're not wrapped too tight. Or she'll just say stuff like, ooh, why are they dressed like that? And I'm like, Mama, like, stop talking about people. In my mind, like, Mama, stop talking about people. But she'll be on something because, of course, the same person will frequent the restaurant I always go to, and then the workers will start telling you shit. Like, girl, we don't let her come in here no more because she be walking out on her tab. Or, girl, you know what? Girl, she's wanted in Sacramento County. And I'm just like, damn, what made my mom? So when my mom talk, I listen. Sometimes she do go over the top. And what I mean by go over the top, she will just be saying stuff like, ooh, she looks too young to be working here. Or are they even allowed to work here? She don't look like she legal. And I'll be like, Mama, girl, don't say that out loud. Girl, they hear you. And like today, we went to Sprint, and some girl had her hair in a bun, and she had it really gelled up, y'all. Like it was so gelled up in the bun, and the bun was like not gelled. And I was just thinking, like, why would she do that to her hair? If you're gonna gel gel the tips too. And my mom was like, does she think she's a Cocker Spaniel? I kid y'all not. She didn't say no name. The girl looked up and was like, so we played out. I was like, hey, how you doing today? I was like, Mama, you can't do that. Girl, and she carrying too, so she don't give a fuck about that. She carrying. She wants you to check her. Well, I said, girl, you can't do that. Come on in here. Yes, honey. Obviously, there's okay. Hold on, let's go. Please, wait, hold on. Confident energy is everything. This boy's school isn't very attractive, but he is so confident. Sis pulls bitches like damn. Listen. I'm telling you, ugly guys have a good look about them too. Because I met guys who had like juggernaut faces and shit. Real box wide nose bridge and shit. I'm just like, ooh. But something about them just make you say, damn. Like there was a guy I met who was a twin, and he had a eBay store. And I met him on this app, and what was I doing? I think I was looking for something. And he said, oh, I can get you the hookup, because his eBay store had like variety of shit, novelty items shit. And with his license, if you get a business license, certain retailers and trade companies will sell to you. If you don't have a business license, they won't sell to you. So he was, oh, that reminds me of something. Anyway, no, I'm not gonna talk about that because people don't think that's something else. Anyway, so he was like, I need you to buy something from this seller, and I need you to rate the seller bad, so that because he did something to me and blah, 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 blah. And at first I was like, okay, but I was like, bitch, I'm not getting up in that. But let me tell you, when I'm meeting in person, Queen of Plants, and this guy, okay, I've seen pictures of him. He would never send pictures of his face. And I'm like, well, okay, maybe it's not meant for me to see his face. But when he got there, honey, that motherfucker was so weird looking, but he smelled so good. And he had a very nice body. Okay. He had a very nice body, in fact, but the face wasn't there. And he had a lot of baby mamas too, honey. And I said, girl, that's why he didn't want to see me his face picture because he thought I was going to expose him or something. He's like, honey, but girl, I said, Jesus, the face ain't there, but everything else is there. Yes, 2020, a lot of binding spells are going to break. You know why, Grand Madam? Because we're praying for that. All the spirits that are bounded by jealousy and hate and lust, we ask that they be broken in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. We ask that all these wannabe witches that cast these spells, act like they're doing some shit, we ask that the shit be reversed back on them time 100. Come on in here, hallelujah. We ask for the spirits of God to come on in here and to allow the people to see the truth. Oh, come on in here. Dinga, 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 dinga. Ringa, 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 ringa. Anyway. Also, speaking in tongue is also a trait of the Nephilims. Just so y'all know that. I just want to point it out there. Wonder Woman is the real Iron Man. Oh, Iron Man is actually a woman. We talked about this. Iron Man, the word... oh, shit. Oh, now we're about to drop some shit today. Come on in here. So... Iron Man translate to female. Okay. Female equals Iron Man. Fe means iron. Okay. And man is male, even though we say it's different gender, sex. So Iron Man is actually a woman. The story about Iron Man is supposed to be a female's story. Very similar to Black Panther. Black Panther. You know, a descendant of Bastet. It's supposed to be a female. And that's why they switched the roles in movies to where they make it to where the warriors are all female. But in fact, the leader should have also been female. Okay. Wakanda is supposed to be ruled by females. Okay. Even going into how the mother initiated everything and the father died out. See, there's certain cultures and certain civilizations that would kill off the masculine and embrace the female. That's why even going into cultures nowadays, people will make their youngest son very feminine. Or the woman would run the show. The husband is there to provide the penis and to provide that type of energy, but the wife runs the fucking household. And I think that's about, you know, American culture is a little twisted because they say happy wife, a happy life. So they let the woman have power to a degree. Then all of a sudden it's, well, you know, and I keep telling all this. All that shit is old shit coming back up where you have these young men saying the woman needs to take care of the man. That's that old shit coming back up because we're living in the last days where all shit has to come to the surface. All the issues that we had in the past and all the things, what they say, if it doesn't come off in a wash, it comes out in the rinse. A lot of shit that's going on now didn't come out in a wash. So now there's a rinse cycle going on. Hallelujah. Come on here. There's a rinse cycle coming on, and now it all has to come out. And that's what they're afraid of. They don't want it to happen. So it's, oh, we got to talk about how nasty the woman is and how dirty the period is and how stanky they are and how they should. Even going into the Bible, where it says that a woman on her period should not be in the household with the family. But so nobody talk about that, though. They want to talk about homosexuality. Yeah, that's abomination. Well, the Bible also says, too, you're not supposed to be having sex unless you're procreating. That's why the Catholics don't believe in condoms or birth control. Come on in here, bitch. See, y'all not ready for that. Y'all not talking about that. Y'all don't want to hear about that. Y'all want to use shit that benefits you. And if it doesn't benefit you, oh, well, you know what? I could just throw it out. Listen, as we said before, Jesus was a drunken homosexual. You heard it here first, bitch. You get mad all day long if you want to. You want to talk about blasphemy, bitch? I said it. Jesus was a drunken homosexual. Bitch, check me if you want to. Ow. Okay. Confident energy, yes. I got to make an account. This is what I get for saying Facebook is for old people. Ooh, you tried that. Come on in here, Pat Rice. Yeah, most Patrices be Pat Rice. You know what Pat Rice is. You know what Pat... Listen, see if the Urban Dictionary will tell you what Pat Rice is. And that's nothing racial, has nothing to do with Asian people, because people, you know, they want to equate Asians to rice, food. Rice is all over the world, honey. Everybody have a rice dish. Bitch, try them if you want to. Okay? Straight from the mouth like the ancestors. Anything written is controlled. You said it, Grand Madam. Come on in here. That's why it's called a transcript. A transcript. They will say script for short, but it's a transcript. Hello? Hello? Come on in here. Relax on my new recliner after a long day. Angelina was stunning in Maleficent. She was stunning. I love Angelina Jolie. That is one person I would love to meet in silence. I really would. Next to Wendy. If listen, y'all, if I met Wendy Williams, bitch, I wouldn't tell nobody. I wouldn't tell nobody that I met Wendy. And you know what else too though? I would teach her, I would tell her some shit though, because she see her ears ain't to the street like my ears is. And I would let her know that bitch talk about you. Cause see, she's a fan of one of these motherfuckers, and I can't stand his ass. I won't let her know. Just so you know, honey, he read you down. And I got screenshots of it too. And on top of that, unless he apologizes and you're not talking about it, but also, honey, daddy just trying to use you. No, excuse me, mama trying to use you. Because see, the real tea is, if he's a fan of you, then why hasn't Queen LF got up on you? Come on in here. See what I mean? Let's talk about it, honey. And you both from New York too? Or the New Jersey, New York area, the tri-state area? Sis, please. Girl, bye. I feel like I've learned so much from you, Mystic, but I realize there's so much more to understand. Oh, Queen of Plants. The older you become, see, these are stepping stones, Queen of Plants. Okay. Now you're saying, I want to learn about the Nephilims. I want to learn about other beings, other orders. I want to learn about the other dimensions that no one talk about. I want to know why people are so intrigued with the space or planetary energies or Mars or Jupiter. I want to know why people are exploring other planets but not Earth. I want to know why people are so fascinated with homosexuals, transsexuals, blah, blah, blah. I want to know why people always make think about a black and a white thing and never about Hispanics or Asians or other people. Why it's always about hot or cold, black or white. Once you start doing that stuff, you start literally doing research, and not just by Googling, also going in and asking for ancient knowledge to come on through. You will start to see things from a different perspective and say, this is why. Everybody else done won the battle. Everybody else have already awakened to the truth. Those two people that are always at war, black and white, hot, cold, those are the ones who have yet to realize the truth. Because once they realize truth like everyone else, then everything will be good. But they don't want that because it's the ego thing. You got one God fighting another God. As said before, there are 7, right? Didn't they say there's 7 races and stuff? Didn't they say that? 7 races, I believe. 7 primary races. But you also have 7 God figure beings. And like I said, one of them is jealous. One of them is loving. One of them is all-knowing. One of them is the beginning and the end. Oh, come on in here. Y'all not ready for that. One of them is filled with goodwill. One of them is all-powerful. And one of them represents bum. We'll leave it at that. Can you figure it out? Come on in here. Yes, we love some air signs, some earth signs, honey. We love our water signs sometimes too, and our fire signs sometimes too. They kind of irk my nerve though. Fire signs and water signs, they kind of irk my nerves sometimes. But you know what? I understand. That's how they get down. You know what I mean? I understand. I understand that, sometimes the water has to flow wherever it may go. And I know sometimes the fire has to spread the way that it needs to spread. And we know that fire destroys life and gives life. And we also know that water does the exact same thing. But sometimes, the fires be out of fucking control, man. Sometimes the waters need to be contained. It's like a broken dam, that's why I said, I don't know who's more messy or gossipy, water signs. Anyway, we'll leave it at that, okay? There are genuine cases of police brutality motivated by prejudice, but I highly doubt every cop goes work wanting to kill someone. I agree with you, Plant Care. You're right. There are genuine racism out there. There's genuine hate for certain people, but I doubt that a collectiveness or a group of people is just saying, let's target these motherfuckers. I'm going to tell you something right now that a lot of people don't know about. You ready for this? Since 1996, there's been documents available at everybody's town hall. And in these documents, which you can get a free copy of, well, the last time I checked, you get a free copy. You can go into this town hall and ask them for a list of terrorists. Because, of course, they have you thinking that terrorism started after 2001, right? We'll just leave it there. But if you look up the word terrorist and what it means, someone who instills terror, trauma, Okay. So the man who violated you, raped you, abandoned you, neglected you, kept the truth from you is also a terrorist. Anyway, but they have a list of what they consider terrorists. And according to my research and people that I know, I've asked questions. In certain parts of America, like Nebraska, Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, they have on their list in certain cities, and I won't say the name of these cities, they have on the list that a terrorist is somebody who rock blue denim jeans and a white tank top. In some cities, in popular known states, they'll say that a terrorist on that list is somebody who wears a chain and rocks a beanie. So going into a lot of this stuff too, it makes you want to get into the city hall, and it makes you want to look up the FBI most wanted list, and you want to see what are the stats they're looking for. Who are they looking for? What is the description these people fit? Because even going into this, how we talk about 9/11 and stuff, they were people. The civilians were afraid of the Arabic people and the Muslim people, because of course there's different types of Muslims. But when it comes to law enforcement stuff, you rarely heard of any type of brutality from law enforcement. Have you ever asked yourself that? Why? You know, why is it always a black and white thing? Like I said, why is it never the Asian man coming out and saying that the officers discriminated against him and he lives in the suburbs? Why is it never the Arabic man who liked to listen to Tupac and Ice Cube and shit and sag his pants? Why he never come out and say the police was whooping his ass all the way from the house to the prison house? Like, it's always a certain type. So you really want to get down and say, like, what are they compiling their teas from? And of course, every day is something different. So I just want to say that. Do your research on that. But nobody's talking about that, though. It's other shit that goes on because they want to keep that racial division. We can win if we keep the blacks from the whites and the gays from the straights and the fats from the skinnies and the talls from the shorts. That's why everybody got a preference. Oh, I don't do short people. I heard that they got small dicks. I don't do tall people because I heard that y'all don't really care for women. I don't do fat people because I heard that we got to get through 20 rows in order to get some. I don't do skinny people because I heard that when you're doing it, we can feel your bone. I don't do, and it's just like, here we go, girl. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my Jesus. Well, we all know that there's a lot of tall people with small dicks. We all know there's a lot of small people, short people with big dicks. We know there's a lot of fat people that got tighter vaginas than skinny girls, and we know that there's a lot of people that are more uncomfortable having sex that are big versus skinny. So, like I said, these are all preferences and theories that people like to assume. He say, she say, and it's like, girl, well, if having sex with a skinny girl hurts everybody, then why people fuck skinny girls? If having sex with fat girls is so disgusting, why there's a lot of people that have sex with big girls? If skinny people were so short people were so small, why there's a lot of people that like short people? Like, come on now, bitch. Stop being a follower. Okay. Be a leader. Okay. The real is the real. Things are happening because things are happening. And like I said, I believe in generational curses. I believe in karma. People don't like to talk about it. I think it's karma, though. I think a lot of people are descendants of Sambos. I think a lot of people are Native American, Aboriginal, and they're claiming to be of Africa. And the spirits are not too happy. So your ancestors are coming in and they're allowing things to happen. And it kind of reminds me of the story about the Most High. People saying that, God doesn't do bad things to you. He allow bad things to happen to you for your greater good. I think that's how it is with the ancestors. I think the ancestors will let you get your ass whipped, will let you get your ass dragged, okay, because you are not paying attention. You're thinking, oh, I got to be black because I look like the African people. Bitch, really? Really? I want you to learn that language, see how quick you can pick up that language. Because if it's in your blood, that's something I want to talk about too. If you are closely related to Africans versus Aboriginals or natives or people of the land over here, then I want you to learn the languages over there and see how quick you pick it up. Because this is in your DNA, bitch. Linguistically, it's there. So you cannot, oh, I forgot how to use it. Oh, bitch, you will hear the word, you will say the word, and say, oh, you're so good at it. So quick. If it's in your DNA, prove it. Prove it in. Stop wearing dashikis and shit and speaking fucking English. If you're going to rock part of the culture, be all of the culture. That's the real tea right there. So, like I said, I think that God allowed things to happen. I think the universe allowed things to happen. And I think your ancestors finalized it. So you can see her all day. You can talk about this, snap, that, do, I do, ADG, get money too, all that. But I think it comes down to the universe allowing things to happen, God allowing things to happen, and your ancestors saying, I'm going to allow this to happen because you need to learn a lesson. And guess what? We all fell at it. Something happened. Oh, they're coming for the black men. Well, why? How did our grandparents survive? For those of you who have black grandparents, how did they survive in the 40s and 50s and the 60s? It was a lot worse than now. How did they not get beaten by the police officers and dragged out and shit? Because all of us, have some type of black men in our family. So why didn't they take out all the black men? I mean, that's the real question there. Why in 2020, where things are so open and we can all intermingle, that shit like this is happening? I'm telling you right now, it's karma. It's karma, honey. You've done some shady shit, and even some of you are descendants of liars. You're descendants of people who were traitors, like the Al Sharptons and Jesse Jacksons. Some of your ancestors were a part of that, snitching on people. Oh, honey, yes, sir. He went in and girl can't even get out because you know what you're doing was fucked up as fuck. So he thought he got away with it. Oh my God. Now, guess what? The seventh, eighth, ninth generation, now that son gets slaughtered. And then, of course, they say, well, they're not getting rid of the black woman because the black women are not really a threat to them. Who gave birth to these black men, if that was true? Who gave birth to these black men? The last time I checked, it wasn't a black man who gave birth to a black man. So wouldn't they want to take out the source of who gave birth to this black man or these black, like, think about it. Wouldn't they want to take that out first? Like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, girl, you got generational curses going on and in karma. And there's no tea, no shade. One of these men who were taken out by the police officer, his son became a child molester. Come on in here. See, you're not talking about this. And I believe that man that was taken out because he was violated. Okay. He violated his kids, especially that son. And that's why that son became a fucking pedophile. So you want to talk about shit. Let's talk about some real shit. But instead, they want you to protest and, oh God, this is so sad. And they just taking everybody out and And some of you people have children by black men. Can you tell us a story about him getting arrested and what happened to him? Did he come home alive? I'm just curious. Because I heard some stories, honey. Some of y'all hit me up and your husbands got locked up. Your baby daddy got locked up. He sped at the cop, called the cop a sissy, a pig, a faggot. The cops can beat him, and y'all live in a white supremacist state, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. So how did he make it out? But mysteriously, certain people are not. Like, I mean, I just really want to know, like, what is the real true tea? Like I said, no one's talking about it. Your ancestors will always keep you or give your ass up, and we'll leave it there. Okay, the Goomba. Come on in here, Goomba. Come on in here. Wendy has to get a million life insurance policy and make Kevin Sr. the beneficiary. I hope she doesn't. I hope she doesn't either because they wanted her to die. Auntie Wendy, don't go. Don't leave us, Auntie. I love me some Wendy, honey. I love me some Wendy Williams, y'all. Listen, I gotta meet Wendy. If I showed her to her show, that would be a gag, huh? When they did Celebrities Look Alike and I sent him my picture, bitch, they would gag. Show up to that place, girl. Of course, now she's really bone and skinny, girl. I gotta really slim down all the way. Show up there, girl. Use one of her Diane Verstenberg, is that the name of the lady? Go get one of those dresses, show up there, honey. Be like, who you doing? Girl, Wendy would gag, girl. Anyway. Miss, are there any magical teas with the number 7? Of course there is. Hello. The number 7 is the most used number when it comes to ancient text, primarily when it deals with biblical. And I told you right now, the Bible is a history. The book of Job, the book of Romans, the book of Matthew, the book of Isaiah. This is talking about lineages. Okay. Certain abilities, certain powers. It also goes into body parts too. People don't talk about that. Star systems too, constellations. You have 20 men giving the same message, and each man has a different message from God. How does that work? And then in Christianity, the same pastors have the same damn answers. How you got Matthew, Isaiah, Ezekiel, all these prophets giving us different interpretations of what the Most High said, but mysteriously, every pastor got the exact same motherfucking answer. Talk about they spoken of God. God chose me. Girl, if you ain't lying, you supplying. If you ain't lying, you supplying. You hear me? They did our horoscope too. Yes, they do. Honey. Look at Girl Battle. Girl Battle, what you doing? Blacks back in the day were snatched up and beaten, not just by cops, but by white civilian males. Hell, some of them were snatched up and beaten by black males too. Are we going to talk about that? Hell, some of them were snitched out and ratted out by black males, and that's how the white males found them. Can we talk about that? Testing 1 2 1 2. Hello? Can we talk about motherfuckers being sellouts, becoming informants, huh? To turn your ass in, huh? Think about it. Think about it. Gay people don't think like straight people. Straight people don't think like gay people. So think about it. Let me use that as an example. Straight people wouldn't learn or wouldn't know how to maneuver through the world like a gay person unless they had a gay person teaching them how to do so. And the same thing with a black man and a white man. Two different cultures. Ain't no white man knowing how to maneuver the world like a black man and vice versa unless they had one coming from the other side telling them exactly how to find them. Come on now. Oh, well, no. We're not going to give them credit like that. We're not giving credit like that. We're going to give credit where credit's due. Some of these motherfuckers been snitched out by their own people. We're going to talk about it right here, right now. Let's talk about it right here, right now. Some of these motherfuckers were snitched out. They were exposed. Okay. And some of the shit, girl, some of it backfired on their ass. Some of these motherfuckers got beaten and shit too because they did some crooked ass shit. They tried to get somebody, they tried to, okay, I'm gonna help you, blah blah blah. So let's give you some theories here. So back then, maybe they ran up on some money situations, okay? And the white man said, listen, boy, I'm gonna give you and your family enough money to get you a house, take care of your children. Because I don't want to see, your kids going through it, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to come back, I'm going to collect because I want you to spend that money the way you should spend it, right? So, of course, this man was being a snitch for the white man, right? Going through being a snitch. So he would come and check on him, who. That's why he gave the money. But one time in particular, this man, because see, you can't trust a snitch, bitch. You hear me? Look at me, bitch. You cannot trust a snitch, bitch. Because if they snitching, they also doing the digging. Come on in here. If they snitching, they ditching. So this man who got this money from this white man, because he was an informant for the white man, got caught up in some shit. And just so happened, because it was done in the dark, come to the light. Another man, because he don't have one nigga snitching, honey. He had a lot of niggas snitching. One man said, yo, son, bruh, I don't know what they would call him. Master, sir, I saw old James on over there messing with the Metler's daughter. Oh, really? Well, really? Are you sure it was Johnson and them? Are you sure? Yeah, yes, sir. So of course the man knows that this man ain't lying because he's a snitch for him too. So he said, bitch, okay, so this is what we got to do now. 2 and 1. What we got to do now is because this motherfucker owe me some money. And the only way to get the money, bitch, we got to take him out. Or we're going to threaten him for the money and then we're going to take him out in the process. So what they did was, but they went over there, they stuck up Johnson and said, yo, so we got word that you were over there with the Metler's daughter. Is this true? And of course, he started lying and shit. No, sir. And he said, are you sure? Because we got word. And da-da-da-da. And then that's how it worked out, bitch, before you know he was murdered. Then the story is a white man hung, beating a black man, and nobody know the real tea. Hearsay, he say, she say. See, that's how that shit go down right there. That's what I said, bitch. Even being an informant for the police, they'll get your ass right together too. See, a lot of people become informant and they relocate. Police come after you, bitch. I would never do that shit. Girl, I didn't see shit. It's not my business. Because a lot of motherfuckers will, I'm telling you. Girl, look at the story about the girl that came over there from Arkansas. No, excuse me. She came from the New York area. She saw some mafia type of shit. Girl, They said, we're going to put you in witness protection. We're going to relocate you down here to this little old city. Nobody ain't going to find you. Well, guess what? They found her. Now, how the fuck did they find her? Who working with who? If she got put away by the government, who told the mafia where she was at? So she ran again. She said, fuck that shit. I got to go. She ran again. She called her mom and then said, I'm sorry. Boo, 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 boo. She came on over here to California. And guess what happened, y'all? They found her in a mine shaft. So they caught her. Who snitched her out? Bitch, they did. The ones who said they were going to protect her did. That's that, bitch, you can't trust a snitch. And you can't trust somebody who's going to cover a snitch. That's that, bitch, ain't no snitch, bitch, honey. You can't trust a snitch, bitch. Anybody who, hello, girl, I don't trust your ass. Girl, you deal with in your own hands, bitch, or you don't deal with it at all. But, hi, I'm just calling to say that, they hit me with a rolling pin and you snitch, bitch. I can't trust your ass. Girl, you messy. And you doing some dirty shit too, and you gonna snitch on me to cover your shit up. Come on in. It takes one to catch one. Come on in here. Come on in here, Grand Madam. Honey, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. You hear me? Well, a lot of Muslims are anti-witchcraft only because it's done in public. Just like catch this tea right here, Queen of Plants. Just like a lot of gay men are anti-gay because they don't want to get caught up in it. You hear me? Hello? You have passive witchcraft. You have aggressive witchcraft. Hello? So you going to talk about it, bitch. I don't want nothing to do with it. Oh, I don't want it. So there you go. There you go. Come on in here, D West. Let's talk about it. So yeah, we call them the Goombas. Yeah, the haters are the Goombas. But going into that, so like I said, some of the most magical people I met are Muslim. And don't you think you're gonna get their secrets neither? Yo, bruh, how did you come over here with no money and you flip $1,000 in 90 days to $1 million, bruh? And they're gonna say, mind your business, bitch. Or if I tell you I gotta kill you. How? Come on in here. Y'all not ready for that. Y'all not ready for that, bitch. Y'all not ready for that. But y'all want to sit here and talk about some bullshit. Girl, they said they want Arabic money. No, Tito Shay. They didn't say they want black money or white money. They said Arabic money. Where that song at? Where that song at, girl? Where that song at, girl? They dealing with some real deal Holyfield spirits, honey. Hello? But y'all not ready for that. Hello? Y'all not ready for that, honey? Yeah, honey. Y'all forgetting that real shit, honey. I said it. Y'all forgetting that real shit, bruh. Is it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait a minute.
Writing's not that easy.
Girl. It's by Busta Rhymes shit, girl. That's a 10-year-old song. Hey. Listen, honey. Listen, y'all, for my 33rd birthday, I want to go to Dubai and I want to play with those sheiks, honey, in all ways, more than one. Oh, come on in here. I was trying to make my way over there to what is it, Fantucket? Anyway, I was trying to make my way over there to London and play with hopefully Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, honey. But honey, they're going to Canada. So I guess I got to detour and take my ass over there to Abu Dhabi and play with some of those sheiks, honey, so I can get some of that Arabic money too. Hey, it got to be 33 though, girl. When I hit that 33, bitch, I'm out. Deuces, y'all. Hello. We'll do a video in the airport. That's it. We ain't doing that when we get there. Come on in here. I need to start building up my clientele right now, huh? Let me stop. 6 and 7 Book of Moses. Coming here, Queen of Plants. What you know about that? What you know about that? Huh? What you know about that? True, it takes one to catch one. Snitches get stitches. Today they're called informants. He rubbed his magic lamp. Listen, I know that's right. Okay, rub that magic lamp. L. See, you get 3 wishes, and people got to be smart with those wishes. Some people have already lived out all their wishes. Some people have lived out all their wishes, honey. So now they wonder why that magic ain't working. Shit ain't manifesting the way it should. You lived out all your wishes, sis, and you know what wishes I'm talking about. See, the smart ones say, give me this for eternity. The smart ones say, give me this for this, and that. The smart ones say, always give me access or give me access forever to those with power. The motherfuckers who don't know what they're doing say, I wish that I can get the best dick in the world. I wish that and the best dick in the world comes with the virus or something. I wish I can get $50,000 to buy my new house. I wish that I could have some good friends who love and support me. Good, 3 weeks is over now. I'm done. We're gonna leave it at that. I'm done. We're gonna leave it at that, girl. I'm done. Girl, y'all see Emma back there? Hey, Emma. Can y'all say hi to Emma? Say hi, Emma. Hi, Emma. Girl, if she get off that table and start walking out here, bitch, y'all gonna gag, huh? Say hi to Emma, y'all. Mm-hmm. Say hi to Emma, girl. Hey, Emma. Anyway, listen, you guys. Listen, we had a mouthful today, and I'm so glad we stopped by here, and I'm glad you guys came on in here. Shout out to those of you who signed up for the blue activation. And you know what I'm going to do too, because I thought about this, because people have been so good to me. People have been so oh my God. I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful for my supporters and stuff, people who send in donations. So I'm just so grateful. So what I'm going to do, I said, I'm going to pay it forward. I think I'm going to have a raffle once we get the people, right? Because I said 15 to 20 people. So once we meet our mark, I want to raffle for 3 people who did not do it to get in and to get some tea. And of course, the 3 people are going to include people who have got casework in the past, who've paid for readings in the past, and who have some type of tea with that. Of course, to be fair, but that's what we're going to do. I may even make some other stipulations too. We'll think about it. But of course, like I said, that's what we'll do, honey. We'll forward it, honey. We'll do 3 people. Hell, we'll probably break it down on one person because, of course, I'm about numbers. 15 to 20 is definitely good. 21, yeah, no, Woo, Jesus, So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. So let me go. I gotta go. I'm going to take a little tiny power nap. Then I have to go out, do some things. I'll come back and I will check my email. Those of you who sent in your quiz results, I've only received, let me look right now. I think I've only received one person's quiz results. We're gonna see right now. Let's see right here, right now. So yes, we have only one person. They sent a picture of their answers. Motherfucker. You just can't type in the answers. Come on in here. Okay, yeah, so I only got one person's test results. So I'm waiting for the rest of you all. Oh shit, never mind. Okay, we got 2. Okay, we got 2. So we're waiting for 1, 2, 3. We're waiting for 3 of your results. Okay. Yes, honey. We're waiting for 3 of your results, honey. Ow. So once I get them, honey, then we go on to part 2. So listen, y'all, for those of you who already sent in your quiz, if you haven't got that part 2 yet, don't be mad at me, honey, because part 2 been recorded. Please. And part 2 has been recorded, honey. So cuss them out, honey. Come in here every day and say, motherfucker, send in y'all quiz results. For part 2 quiz, you only have an hour to complete. So definitely I'll be checking my email that whole day. Okay. And you will have an hour to return it. And of course, if you do not return your answers within that time, then of course, like I said, honey, you'll be held up to continue to the next part. Because now we're getting serious with some teas. And now you need to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you still parlaying, you still letting down, busting it wide, then honey, you ain't ready. Come on in here. I know that's like King of Shiva. Anyway, listen, y'all. Thank you so much. And like I said, you guys will see me in the next video. Oh, I know I said the next video. Oh shit. Let me stop making promises about that. Oh my God. Okay. So we talk about Maleficent because of course one of my sponsors wanted me to talk about Maleficent. So that's why we did it. And of course, it goes in with the class we're presenting. So the next class, I want to get into some mysterious stuff. Ooh. I even have footage that I want to upload. And I want you guys to tell me about this footage, y'all. I have footage, and I'm gonna have to blur out some stuff because I was I'm gonna have to blur out some stuff. First of all, I was in the nude. Second of all, I just look crazy as fuck because I was asleep. When you're sleeping, bitch, you look crazy. If you ever recorded yourself and watch yourself while you sleep, y'all, you look crazy as fuck, girl. It's almost creepy too. It's creepy looking at somebody sleep. I don't care what nobody say. Looking at people sleep creeps me the fuck out. Like people sleeping, animals sleeping, it creeps me out. I can't do it. But I'm gonna post some footage, and I'm gonna cover some stuff, and you guys are going to gag at what is going to be seen. I was actually shocked. I was very shocked. I don't get shocked like that, but I was shocked. When I say shocked, because looking back at this footage, something was going on during this time, and to see that on video, because of course video pick up all that. Video, especially infrared cameras, pick up stuff. It picks up stuff. So I was just gagging, and I kid you not, I was shocked. I was really shocked, and even how things played out. So like I said, we'll talk about that in the next video, but I want to touch on something. I want to give some solutions, some answers to some problems. I want to give some answers to a serious matter that has probably happened to someone in your family, and if it's not happened, it's probably going to happen. And like I said, we want to talk about it, and we're going to stick with the Springfield 3. Okay. And of course, we're going to go into other stuff because there's other situations that I have come across that I'm like, something funny is going on. Even there's a lot of this stuff that takes place in Atlanta. And that's, I'm not really a big fan of Atlanta, honey. And those who are smart don't live in Atlanta. They live in the country parts of Atlanta. And that's the best move for you, honey. Very similar to LA. Those who are smart live on the outside, okay, on the other side of the mountains. Not inward. You want to stay as far away as from Echo Park, um, as possible. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Anyway, so let me go. What? Hold on, y'all. Oh, it's on silent. Hello. Nothing, girl. Girl, I didn't call me yet. Girl, I'm doing my YouTube video right now. You at home? Oh, I know that's right. Girl, okay, I heard that. I heard that. I heard that. Yes, yes, girl, yes. Uh-huh. Especially they don't really want to do anything. Uh-huh. We sure can. Girl, bye. No. Uh-uh. Yep. Yep. You want to play? We gonna play too. Okay? Mm-mm. You gotta eat it. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Girl, that's crazy, huh? Let's not do that. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-mm-mm. Ah, mm-mm-mm. Girl, that's crazy. Mm, girl. Mm-mm. Girl, uh-uh. Mm-mm. Well, girl, they be eating lavishly, honey. Girl. Yes. Mm, mm-mm-mm. Girl, you gonna be at home? Okay, girl, stop by. Give it like 20 minutes. Okay, girl. Bye. Girl, that's my mama. I didn't know my phone was on silent. Let me turn that back on, honey. That phone can't be on silent like that. Oh, it is on vibrate. Ooh. I did a cold, cold, cold. Okay, listen. So, do I think that it's possible our hair be different from our ancestors? Is different from our ancestors because of climate change. I think that your hair texture is based off of climate change as well as other DNA influences. I think that even going into like siblings being a part of the same parents and have different types of hair. Like, for example, um, some of my siblings, we have the same dad, some of my siblings, we do not. And going into hair and stuff, my sister and I have the best texture of hair compared to our brothers. Like their hair texture is so crazy. And like I said, some of us have the same parents, mom and dad. Some of us have just the same mom, but our hair textures are different. And it's crazy. So I think that is DNA, genetic, as well as possibly climate, because of course the hair grows like your nails too. It grows from the inside and come out on the outside. So I think that plays a big role as well. Definitely. Features, same thing. I think hair and features, skin textures, all the good stuff also comes from that. Because we talk about good trees bearing good fruit and dead trees bearing dead fruit. Oh, come on in here. Hello? Okay, hello. Anyway, you guys, we're gonna go. Anubis, he trying to go outside. He trying to go out there and go pee pee. Cause he like peeing. He like peeing on trees and smelling motherfuckers' peas and shit. You know, he like peeing to see what other motherfuckers be. Look, he looking at. He like, I gotta go. You know what? You funny. You real funny. He looking outside like, I gotta go outside. I gotta go pee pee mama, even though he was pee 2 hours ago, y'all. Don't let him fool you, girl. Y'all don't let him pull dude, girl. Y'all don't let him fool you. Look, he wanna go outside so bad. Look at him. I wanna go outside. I wanna go. Anyway, y'all, let me go, y'all. Thank you so much for stopping by, you guys. Mwah. 2spirit@gmail.com, 2spiritmystic.blogspot.com. And I did get an email for one of you guys. I'm going to email you right now. Of course, like I said, check out the blog spot. We got some very important, powerful things going on, and definitely some investments that you're definitely going to be proud that you did. Definitely proud that you joined in and got some tea. There's a lot that goes on out here, y'all. Girl, you just be looking at people like it's like a movie, y'all. You look at people, they be out there, and you're just like, what are they possibly talking about? Security stopping people and shit. Then they talking, ooh, I do, ooh, and security like, why do that? And you're just like, what are they possibly saying? And there's one lady, she had her ugly ass dog out there, and she's over here. doing something, and I'm just like, is she on the phone? She turned around, go, there was no phone there. So I'm like, maybe she talks to somebody across the way over there. Maybe there's somebody over there she's talking to. I don't know. But I just thought that was weird. And like I said, right now, somebody, I don't know if they're exercising out here or not. I don't know what they got going on, but they look a little strange. Got about ready to call the people, son, to be like, hey, check on this motherfucker out here. Because he keep going around in circles, honey. Anyway. Me and my little cousin are like the only people with curly hair in our family, and we're both blonde. There we go. Come on in here. Ain't nobody else blonde. Ain't nobody got curly hair. You see how that works? That's what said. Genetics, I think, plays a role in characteristics, skin, and hair. I met a lot of people who had like blonde hair, blue eyes, and of course, that is a gene mutation. Colored hair and colored eyes. Colored hair outside of red, honey. Red. Blonde hair. All the shades of blonde is definitely some type of mutation there. But I met black people like that, and you're like, hey, and they're like, I'm just black. Okay, so can you admit to being part Neanderthal though, girl? Because what makes you think your blonde and your blue eyes is different from the white people's blonde and hair and blue eyes? And see, people ain't gonna understand that. But anyway, let me go, you guys. Love and light. Bye for now, honey. Can't say goodbye to people and neighbors. Bye, honey. Bye, everybody. Oh God, he's having a crazy girl. He going crazy. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Stop by here. I love you. Oh, thank you so much. I got you, go. Okay, go. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, let me go, y'all. Love and light, everybody. Mwah.